It's a work in progress. Oh, shit. Hold on a second. The guy sounded like he had poop in his mouth, right? Like it was, and it's like, dude, you are deranged. You are fucking deranged, man. Like that dude, man, had problems. That dude had big problems. He was following me too. So that's, I told you. Yeah, they said no violation, of course. Yeah, he was following me also. So the dude was following me. And so what he would do is he's sitting there waiting for, he's waiting for me to go live, gets the notification, then comes in and starts harassing me. And so that's what that guy did. Laughing pumpkin. I mean, but did you hear the violence in his voice? Did you hear how deranged that guy said? What's up, B Vance? What's up, Living K? What's up, Shannon? What's up, everybody? But did you hear how violent and how unhinged he was? That's why I carry a gun everywhere I go almost. People like that is why I have to carry a gun everywhere I go. And make no mistake about it, I'm always prepared. Yeah, I already blocked him, and then he had 5 extra accounts. He had 5 extra. They were all called the Grim Reaper. Yeah, so I blocked 6 of those accounts, and then I blocked his Laughing Pumpkin, and he's probably going through switching accounts. I know what they do. And so this is why I don't like liberals, right? The way it's gone right now is these people have some kind of mental illness, right? I don't know how else to direct it. You can be, how do I want to put this? You can be all about social justice and not be a fucking lunatic, right? Fuck TikTok, man. These people are deranged over there. I know exactly why Curtis Connor fucking deleted TikTok. He's like, this is ridiculous nonsense. What's up, Nostalgic? TikTok and X are the most extremist point of views in the world. X is mainly heading over to conservative with a bit of Nazism. I've seen a lot of that, which is, whatever, take it with a grain of salt. But what I'm seeing mainly on TikTok is violent communism. That piece of shit was a communist, and he was very angry. He had nothing to debate about. He had only just screaming and yelling, and that's what it's like children. Hell yeah, don't forget to thumbs up the live. Thank you. I gotta say it instead of shark the live. Don't forget to shark the live. But that's what we're dealing with here when it comes to the modern left in the United States. It's not about left versus right any at this point. Because even people that are Democrats are sick of the behavior of these lunatics, right? So it's not even left versus right anymore. It's a bunch of people that are having with basically unchecked mental illness, violently assaulting people that need to be in institutions versus the rest of us. 80% of us are basically, you can stretch yourself from progressive like AOC all the way to MAGA, but 80% of you fall in that category of we're not fucked up or violent, okay? This group of progressives is basically saying, we're gonna kill and destroy in order to get our way. Like, this is derangement beyond any level I've seen in my life. I'm 43 years old, and this is the worst I've seen humanity act towards one another is through political vitriol. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly why. Whether you like Donald Trump or not is absolutely irrelevant. Whether you hate Donald Trump is irrelevant. Nobody ever came to physical blows and psychotic behavior like this during any time until basically Barack Obama came around. And I look at it from 2 ways in America. Don't forget to share the live, by the way, if it's possible. I don't even know here. But the way I look at it, it's like you have extremist forces that are coming up trying to turn the government into something that's not conducive to anybody in America simply because they tried to change the government and the way the fuck... Yeah, I don't look like Dennis the Menace. That's the thing. I'm way cooler than that guy. And so you're looking at this and you say, okay, Well, the United States is a constitutional republic and a federalist system together, kind of like Germany mixed with our own style. So that's very nice. Mixed with basic ways the Western world goes. I don't, yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing. I would rather fist fight. Like that guy that came on was talking shit. I don't want, like, you got me fucked up. I don't want to have a debate with you. I want to have fucking fight. I want to fisticuffs with you. You know what I'm saying? That, like, I don't want to have this debate. Because I know there's no debating these lunatics, right? There is, because American dream is dead. Yeah, exactly. And I was kind of getting into that, but I will. So let me go over the quick history of why liberals went lunatic and why Republicans turned billionaire dipshits for the most part. And so the reason this is a long time ago, I don't know how old some of you people are, a long time ago, there used to be something that was called the Occupy Wall Street protests. Now, these were a mix of dumb bullshit, but mostly correct. Okay, so this was championed by Bernie Sanders. It had a lot of support from various groups. But what it was people saw the income of the wealthy increasing exponentially while the income of the poor, oh, hell yeah, I'm 40, so not bad, 9-year difference. But 10, okay, sorry, yeah. Yeah, where did I think? Anyway, so the income of the regular working class was stagnant and the income of the very wealthy started to go up. And so you had this Occupy Wall Street and there was protests against it. And that was very fantastic. I didn't have a problem with that because the billionaires that were being protested against were pieces of shit. Right? I don't know how else to say it. They were pieces of shit. So the billionaires that were fighting Occupy Wall Street were just garbage humans. Right? So they would sit there and pop champagne and make fun of, yeah, fuck you, huh? While they're sitting there protesting. We want health care and rights. And the billionaires are like, yeah, fuck you. We don't care. Die in our factories. Ha ha ha. Right? And so that kind of mentality with the let's take out the billionaires, give more freedom. We don't have to live in a rainbow family of bullshit that we're doing, but we can kind of make it work for the American dream. That's been turned into destroy MAGA, and anyone who doesn't believe what I believe is an enemy, right? And the funny thing is about this is it's individual. So if I believe 2/3 of what liberals believe, but then there's this one lunatic that's an extremist, now I'm considered a white supremacist because he's an extremist. And I have to now think like the extremist. Well, I don't want to think like the extremist. I think the extremists on any end are fucking stupid, right? So that I don't know what, like, that's dumb. I don't know why would be any good in this. Like, hard communism, killing people's not good. Neither is like Nazism, right? Like, that's like, this isn't just communism and progressives or everything else is a Nazi, right? That's cult-like brainwashed thinking. The liberals have turned into this, and I can never say this on TikTok, so thank God I'm here. The liberals have turned into the same type of thing as Scientologists, right? Where it's all or nothing thinking, narcissistic, throw the baby out with the bathwater, even if it kills everybody, I get my way, and therefore we win. It's not even like, we have to call it more than it is. Extremism is not a strong enough word, group think is not a strong enough word. You have to call it what it is. Violent criminals. That's what they are. Violent criminals. When did Obama came in? I never even heard of a good name till 2008. Yeah, well, fuck yeah, I never heard of a good name ever. Fuck, you heard of a good name? Shit.
His name.
Oh, yeah. What, of Obama? Yeah, he was a junior senator from fucking Hawaii. It's like, what the fuck? How did this do? Yeah, because it was pay-for-play Soros shit, in my opinion. Having said all that, my friend, oh yeah, and I don't know how they feel about going down that rabbit hole here. I'm going to stick that on the shelf till next time around when I can read more rules and regulations. But that being the case, it's just like, I really believe, and I think Bill Maher is right on this, I think the left has become deranged. I think people are purposely voting any other direction except the left simply because of their behavior, not so much their policy, not their original policy. The policy of the left now is fucked up, right? This is something, it's not even communist. It's something that's the most extreme on everything. Like, we're not doing it yet, but we're pushing for 9-month abortion, reparations, not working, not doing anything and getting paid for it. Look, I agree with you that it's fucked up that we're born here in this planet and we have to deal with survival here. Even though I didn't ask to be born yet, I have to pay for it, okay? I still think that like Star Trek economics is the way of doing this, and your left-wing progressivism is going to get us bankrupt. I can't see any other. So if you can see somehow how left-wing progressivism works into benefiting anybody, I would change my tune slightly. But so far, I'm not seeing any of this. I see the history of abortion as being led by a racist, Margaret Sanger. So when I put that history together, I'm like, this is like eugenics. This is real terrible. And you're buying into it. The fuck is wrong with you? And then I start seeing other things like your economic systems don't seem to work. You're always in the negative. You're always in the red. That's a problem. You talk about ending racism, but you're racist against white people. Like, nothing makes sense. And then you say, well, you can't be racist against white people. Those narratives of stupidity need to end, right? So you have to admit, I don't care how woke you are. I don't care how Canada, England, blah, 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 we have a narrative. Some of your narratives are bullshit, okay? You have to understand, like, this everything is white supremacy. That's bullshit, right? That's not real. People don't go around thinking about race all the time. That's dumb as fuck. Like, to think that that's the case, like, you might think that, right? On my bingo card, yeah, like, you might think that, but the rest of the world doesn't think like that. When you're walking down Mott Street in Chinatown, no one's thinking about the race of the person. When I go to New York here in a couple, not 10 days, right? I'm not going to be thinking about your race when I'm in Chinatown. I'm going here for a reason. What are those reasons? I'm getting medicine from the Chinese medicine place. I'm going to eat at Wohop, and my kid wants to go to a fucking ornate chopstick store. Whatever I find else is a win. I don't give a fuck about anybody's race. You're the only one that thinks about that, liberals. And that's the problem with you, is you're stuck in this loop and you don't know how to get out of it. Orange man bad, racism, white supremacy, BLM resist, orange man bad. And you just keep cycling through. There's more to life, right? There's more to life than whatever stupid shit you're thinking. Like, I can't understand how it got to this point. Right? When I go back in history, and I think of like FDR trying to do like the second Bill of Rights, when you start thinking of these type of terms, you had people like Dwight D. Eisenhower building the highway systems. You had even Democrats like JFK before they popped his head off like a pumpkin. I mean, people had a real desire to build the United States into something better. All you fuckers want to do is destroy it. And you have no plan except living in squalor. And if you don't understand that, look when they took over the autonomous zone in Seattle. There were people that were raped. There were fucking horrible amounts of drug overdoses. There were, they wouldn't let the police in. There were fights. There were rapes. There were sexual assaults. People had no money. They were robbing each other. Right? That's what you got in the autonomous Seattle region. So that's what the end-all, be-all of a total hardcore progressive communist takeover comes to fruition. Right? That's where we're at here, is non-functioning services, heavy crimes based on how much armaments you have. Right? This type of ridiculous stupidity, and you think it's okay. Well, that's freedom. That's not freedom. You're not doing services. Like, you have this notion that we'll all be a doctor and you're a baker and we'll just trade services. Yes, in a perfect world, your ideas are wonderful. But as soon as a black supremacist with a gun comes in, you've already lost. Do you get this? It's not racism. It's that you don't know how to lead. You don't understand that there has to be security because people are lunatics. It's not, you might have good intentions. The other person wants to kill you and rob you. So just because you, well, bro, what are you doing, man? You robbing me? I would have helped you out. And the dude's like, I don't give a fuck about you, right? And that's what you have to be prepared for. Right? And you're not prepared for that because you think, well, in a perfect society, if a woman of color was running everything and if white supremacists, people of color will still rob you, so will white people, right? It's not like crime mysteriously goes away. It's not like greed disappears because you have a communist social justice society. You understand? Like racism will still exist no matter how much you try to bury it. Even in your own liberal ranks. What's up, America? How you doing, Shermanator? I mean, and robbery will still exist. Murder, rape, sexual, that still exists. Even if you, well, we have a society of free love, bro. That's wonderful. This guy doesn't believe that. He's robbing you now, and he's fucking your girlfriend before he can. Like, what do you want from us? Be better, dude. Right? It's common sense. You have to say there are people out there that don't have my values that want me killed. Yeah, those are called Nazis and Trump supporters. That's not the truth. There are people in your own ranks because you don't know how to get rid of greed. And you never will. It's a human construct. Well, I need to get rid of greed. It's evolutionary. Hell yeah, thank you, Shermanator. And so when you're looking at people, you say, well, I want communism. You can't get rid of greed. It's in the mind. Well, animals aren't greedy. And I've heard this argument from communists. In the wild, animals aren't greedy. I'm like, yes, they are. What kind of fucking drugs are you on, dude? Yes, animals are greedy. They steal food from each other all the time. And they're violent. They kill each other constantly. And then you have, well, the indigenous world was peaceful. No, they weren't. Some of them were. They were at war with each other for hundreds of years in some cases. Where are you getting your fake information? Well, that's just white supremacy. Dude, no, it's not. Right? There's a thing called history. You can't just make it up. Well, it was made up by white people. It's like, not everybody's like people 200 years ago weren't saying we're going to lie about it so we'll look good. Right? You're the only one that thinks in those terms. Do you understand that? Well, the victors write history. Yes, in some cases they pull out their war crimes. But some of the stories that happen when there's 10,000 World War II veterans that are collaborating saying this occurred, that's not a lie. That's you being a fucking idiot. Because that means you're too stupid. Well, no, I can't look at this because the author was white. Once again, you're a moron. Right? Shakespeare was white too. Well, he was a He was a white supremacist. Yeah, I did block him. Loaded their boats. Well, it depends. Were they Irish that they loaded them with? Or was it the people from Africa? Or was it the people from the Middle East stealing white people in Africa? I mean, it goes everywhere. When they talk in school about the triangle trade system, they leave out that other people did that shit too. So like there were slaves that were white taken by the Berbers. Same in the Middle East, in the Arabian Peninsula. There were people that sold their own people to people in Brazil. Brazil had more slaves than us. That was the big, I mean, like, there's a lot of different ins and outs that they omit on purpose, mainly for funding, which is really horrible. But they do it so much, and it's like, dude, I can't understand why why these people are valid. Like, I can't understand in my mind how it got to this point. Like, I'm fine with like a Bill Maher type argument, okay? He's right where you need to be, and fucking on the right-wing side, like Michael Savage, in between those two is about where you need to be. Michael Savage is very intelligent on the conservative side. Bill Maher is very intelligent on the liberal side. Thank you, Brenda. In between all that, oh, hey, thank you, Birdie. Is that who that is? What's up, America? How you doing? It is Birdie. Oh, yeah. And so when you see like, okay, I can have a logical debate like on Bill Maher's panel, and I can have a logical debate on like Michael Savage's show, and anything in between.
Oh, it's Bees.
Oh, it's Bees. What's up, Bees?
I did
It did look familiar, yeah. But what we're seeing is like hardcore Stalinists and, if you haven't noticed, a rise of Nazism. So we can't talk about this on TikTok because it's radicalized by a bunch of lunatics. What's up, City Redneck? What's up, America? Thank you for being here. And so when you're looking at the radicalization, you can't have a conversation. And that's the thing. We already know the left. We already know the left is radicalized. They're violent. We see it with Antifa. They'll kill a bait. They don't give a fuck, right? The radicals are left. If you haven't noticed, though, there's a rise in Nazism. Now, YouTube tried to stamp that out years ago, much to the chagrin of historians who actually wanted to watch documentaries. But now what you're seeing in real life is an actual rise of Nazism again. It's being fueled by the Ukraine war. It's being fueled by people at home. And we're actually seeing that. And this time it doesn't matter your skin color, which is really fascinating, anthropologically speaking, to see people who are of color becoming Nazis. That's a real thing. I mean, you heard Kanye West's song, right? You heard that shit. We all heard that shit. Right? This is real. This is coming forth. This is not the bullshit from back in the day that the liberals were saying, well, that's a rise of white supremacy. No, they don't call them Zyklon Zooms for nothing, right? Like, this is coming dead serious. You need to prepare for what you're seeing, which is actual extremism rising from the assault that came from the left. That's why this is happening. So you have people like Gypsy Crusader, Paul Miller, stuff like that over on Omegle and shit like that. And you're sitting there saying, like, what? How the fuck is this happening? Right? Because we're not Nazis. And of course, we're not progressives. Right? So we're just this independent kind of libertarian, leave us alone, give us our rights kind of group. And now what you're having is, okay, these people have violently assaulted me, called me racist when I wasn't. Right? And so now what they're doing is you're radicalizing them because the right is basically saying, well, we're not going to call you a fucking Nazi or a racist because we know you're not. But the rhino Republicans can't understand what some of the people in MAGA have been through. And this is my problem with this is the left, specifically Antifa and all these other people, were so violent against conservatives and Trump supporters that those people that were not racist, that were not bigoted, they were not in any way, they just didn't want the same old, company bullshit. No more George Bushes, no more Clintons, let's move on. That's all it was. Oh, I'm sure it is, Omega. I haven't ever been on it. I only know about it. And it's like, okay, so I hear about this, and you say, these people fucking, let's just take an inventory of what the left has done. So first of all, they called a major group of people racist when they weren't. So how many were well, I was called racist. Well, you weren't racist. Some of you might have been, but a majority of you weren't. I would say 85, 90% of the people that were called racist weren't, okay? That was just made up horse shit to try to invalidate someone's opinion, in my opinion. So, and all this is my opinion. Entertainment purposes only. That's what we do. So, you have that. And so they said, well, you support Trump, you need to be taken out. You support pro-life, you support Christianity. Oh, now you're a white male. Oh, so then it went into the point where you had MasterCard and Visa that were debanking people because they were a Trump supporter, so you can't use their credit cards or services. Banks like JP Morgan Chase, you can't buy a gun. That's conservative, so we're going to disavow that. We're going to track your purchases if you shop at Dick's Sporting Goods or you shop at fucking, what's that one, the other big sporting goods place?
Which one did you say, Dick's?
I said Dick's, but it's the other one. Cabela's. You were put on a fucking list. Then it was like, well, now we need to say that like family is white supremacy. This, that, and the other. Drinking milk is white supremacy. Then you started having it in entertainment, like the Gillette commercial, where the white guy that was going to hit on the girl looked like a rapist, and the black man had to push him back. No, don't do that, right? Which the funny thing is years later, when they were rallying for Kamala, that white girl that was yelling at the 4-year-old, and the black girl had to push the white girl away that was screaming at the 4-year-old, right? That actually happened in real life, but it was liberals, not conservatives, which they were basically just projecting their own behavior, but changing the races of people. Anyway, so after basically 8 years, shit talk. So some guy fucking was basically stalking me. So the guy that was on here screaming at me that I brought on, I challenged the stalker to come out, and he started calling me all kinds of names on TikTok. He was following me. So he was following me and stalking me. And so that's what these people do, is what they do is they follow you, and then when a notification comes up your live, they come in and then just immediately on multiple accounts falsely report until you're shut off. And so the guy was probably sitting there, spam, hate speech, big, every single thing that he could possibly, and he sat there and did it to 20 or 30 of them until one took. And so that's why TikTok is the dumbest fucking piece of shit app I've ever seen in my life, because you don't let the general public dictate whether obviously someone's going to abuse that. This is the thing. Yeah, it was disgusting. That's what these pieces of shit, they threaten me with death, right? This is why I carry a gun everywhere I go. So it happens. Was Uncle Dickie there? You didn't see that. So Uncle Dickie, I was on a live stream on TikTok on the American Unity Party channel, and it got reported for hate speech talking about just Canada. And then I obviously won the appeal. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm calling you out. And so this piece of shit named Laughing.Pumpkin came into the live stream, and I was like, come on up. And he just started screaming obscenities at me about how I need to die and all this other shit. And then it's like, dude. And of course, we kept him on there, and people on the live stream were reporting him, and TikTok was saying no violation for calling me names and telling me to die, right? So TikTok is obvious. They hate conservatives. They're openly. So a lot of people don't know this. Yeah, no, Omega did it. No violation. Yeah. So what happened was and I told a couple people this, but not a lot. So up until May 21st, you were allowed to go on the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission's website, and you were allowed to tell your story about being censored. So I went and put in 2 reports. There was only 2,800 reports that were put in, probably half of them about TikTok, about people that were censoring me. And so I was able to put the names of the people, right? A 30-year ban. Holy fuck. And so I was able to put the names of the people that were stalking me, and I put like 4,500 word thing about what they did. I gave them the TikTok transparency report, how they ban people, what they do. They let the general public do it. They come in groups on multiple accounts. I said I was banned on TikTok. I'm on my 9th account right now. I was banned 8 times before for nothing. And so what they also do is TikTok uses bot accounts to get rid of people. So a lot of the conservatives, like I tried to tell older millennial this, but he didn't. TikTok and fascist, but oh hell yeah, fuck that piece of shit. You're a king. And so what you need to do is, if you have any following whatsoever on TikTok, those fake accounts, you need to put them on what's called a TikTok impersonation report. And so what you do is you file it, you can just look it up, and you say you're in America. You have to hold up a picture of your face with your driver's license next to it. If you just put up a picture of your driver's license, it doesn't work. You have to smile with a picture of your driver's license visible, and you have to report all the fake accounts that are following you and impersonating you. And then they've removed, TikTok's a piece of shit. I hate it. I hate TikTok. And so I've had right now, it's bordering on 70 fake accounts. And so I looked up who the people were doing it. They all were Arabic names, so the people they're following are Arabic. Of course, as you know, I cannot stand Palestine. I'm very pro-Israel when it comes to that, even though I'm not Zionist. There's a difference. I'm very pro-Israel, the people of Israel. I'm very for the Jewish religion. Very fantastic. My family's got mezuzahs at their house. Yeah, TikTok is that I bought for my mother. Look, so I'm so fucking pro-Jewish. I went to fucking 86th or 89th and Broadway and bought my mother a fucking mezuzah from New York City that she's got in her house, right? But yeah, TikTok is a piece of shit. So you need to leave TikTok, come here. I understand that TikTok, the app is like YouTube's app is better. Like,
I'm called Saint. I came Saint is for Queen.
oh, sorry, Queen. Sorry, I didn't see. It's so small. And so like TikTok, like let's just look at the benefits on YouTube. You can do shorts. That's TikTok videos. I put them all from TikTok here anyway. I might as well just do my shorts here anyway and just do both. Fuck it. I'll just double, you know what I mean? You can do long form video here on YouTube and short videos on YouTube. If somebody gifts the creator, I know they don't have like little dragon gifts and shit, but when you do gift, the creator gets 70% of that. They get 40% on TikTok. They're ripping you off. They're not just ripping me off, they're ripping you off. YouTube gives 70% to the creator. What the fuck? Oh, well, you can buy dragon stuff. Eventually, YouTube will do that. I can green screen on YouTube now. I wasn't able to do this a couple months ago. Now I can. Look at the platform. You're watching me. Is there any difference here? Look, it's the same backgrounds. The only difference, you can still heart, but you can only thumbs up. Which, by the way, don't forget to thumbs up this live stream and chart. I can still post Cash App and Venmo. I've got a merch store. I can link it to here. I didn't this particular case, and I need to put my merch store on. It's like YouTube has everything. It's a bigger platform than TikTok. They're not assholes, right? I understand that they're harsh on some things, right? But you just have to know what, like TikTok doesn't know what they're doing. TikTok has no idea what they're doing. They're moderators on TikTok. The moderators on TikTok come from Tunisia, Brazil, Venezuela, okay? So let's just put this into perspective, and Germany. That's a majority. So let's unpack this. So we have North Africans. They hate anybody who's pro-Christian on the moderating team at TikTok. So that's a problem. They will. But it's just like YouTube is kinder. I've dealt with YouTube in the past. I'm not going to say how. They're much better. They're just much better. Like, yeah, exactly, Uncle Dickie. I mean, really, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't get behind TikTok anymore. I know I have 210,000 people over there. I'm trying to bring them over here because that thing's a piece of shit, right? And it's not going to change until somebody that's an American business owner buys it. You already know that. I'm half tempted to think of never going live on TikTok again and only being over here live until they stop fucking around. And it's not going to stop until the app is bought by an American company because this is ingrained in their algorithm, right? The algorithm, even when X was purchased by Elon Musk, the algorithm didn't fix right away, right? Yeah, Nigeria too. Elon Musk had to train the algorithm to not hate conservatives. I mean, he made an expose on this, saying that they fired the trust and safety team and the algorithm kept trying to censor conservatives even after changing the code. But they couldn't destroy the whole algorithm. So a couple of times X was down, and that's where they were basically pulling out the brain of the algorithm and reprogramming it to not hate conservatives. Because the algorithm had been fed so much info. This is what he said. This is what Elon Musk said. Is that the algorithm had been fed so much false information from Snopes, right? They had been given so much information from Snopes and the pay-for-play fact-checking sites that it couldn't understand logical reasoning. Can't understand normal thought. Put that acronym together. Can't understand normal thought. And so when you have that type of extremism baked into an algorithm, and that's what TikTok's doing. That's what TikTok's doing. They just baked in extremism into their algorithm. And so when you sit here and look at this and you're like, dude, okay, I get that, like, if you go out there and do a bunch of pro-Nazi shit, that's hate speech, okay? But me saying, like, fuck the Democrat Party and then you getting pissed off and false reporting it because somebody hates you personally, right? Like, why are you stupid, like, allowing this to happen? And so it's not even a personal fight against TikTok, even though I hate them. This is about free speech. You have to understand. This is deeper than all this dumb shit. Well, what about your money? This goes beyond money, right? Money's nice. That's wonderful. We all love money. Money, Mr. Krabs. We all love money to a point. But when somebody is basically saying, my political position determines your speech, right? Yeah, hate speech isn't a thing in my opinion. But when you're saying my political posturing determines your speech, that's when you've lost the argument. You don't have any, already just being on here. You have to understand how free I feel, where I can say gun and rape and fucking this type of thing. I don't have to censor those basic words. Look at how everybody has become. I know people say TikTok or YouTube can be harsh sometimes. I get it, but I can say gun here. I don't have to fucking talk in code, right? What's up, Birdie? And the very fact that what's up, sugar regulator, surge regulator? God damn it, sorry. But the very fact on TikTok I have to speak in code, and here I can just talk English, right? That means the world of difference, right? You have to speak in code over there. You can't say anything other than acting like an NPC. You'll get banned, right? Or you'll get shadow banned or whatever they want to call it over on that platform because everyone calls it something different. It's too fucked up to even continue on live. It has to be only videos over there from now on. There is no question because it's so fucking designed. Yeah, you got to strike for saying midget. What the fuck? Exactly. What the fuck? Like, that would be like if I filmed micro wrestling in Tennessee and they fucking came after me. It's like, dude, it's a place. It's like, it's derangement. It's derangement. It's derangement. Hell yeah, Drew. Thanks for being here. And so I'm going to keep making videos over there on TikTok every day still, but I'm going to start live streaming here because YouTube's better. It's just better. Like, I know in the past with Susan Wojcicki from 2019 to 2024, I know it was terrible, okay? I know. I lived through it. You can't, at one point, they took away 90% of what I had, all right? It was awful. But I know Neil Mohan. I've tracked him, right? He's done a lot for gaming here on YouTube. He's done a lot for fucking free speech. He's rolled back a lot of Susan Wojcicki era things. The algorithm simply is better because of him and his team, the guy that wears glasses. Can't remember his name. He's a YouTube guy. Very intelligent. What's up, Shannon? Like, the team at YouTube is just simply better. The team over at fucking TikTok is some faceless piece of shit. The people here have faces. Like, you got Neil Mohan as the CEO. The guy, Bruce or Brian, I can't remember what his name is, the head technical guy. He's fucking great, right? The guy with the beard that used to do the YouTube updates, that guy's fun too. And so it's like you have a face here and you say, well, this person, even if you don't, yeah, always, of course. Even if you don't get the decision you want sometimes, at least here, it's like, okay, well, you can go on X and you can discuss it. I've already debated YouTube once here on X about a video that was removed. Like I said, the bear's saying hi, and I had the German song behind it. Keep waiting, wanting to tap the screen. Apparently, you can tap the screen, can't you?
Oh, no, the heart's not showing up.
That's showing up on my end. I can see the hearts popping up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, keep tapping. Apparently, you can, yeah. And so I did have a video removed off here. And I was debating. I'm like, well, look at the context. But I went on to X and was debating with them instead of just saying, oh, please, master. And they ruined me. I was actually sitting there saying, hey, look, it's like this. It wasn't meant as racism. And they're like, I know, we still don't want to show it. And I'm like, but your team is wrong. Think of the context. And they're like, okay, I thought about the context. And instead of giving you this thing here, it's not going to fuck with your channel. It'll disappear. Even though we did 2 of them, they'll both disappear. I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So or TikTok, Well, just ban my account. Just gone. Right? We don't want your speech. You're just gone. These ones, I'm like, well, I went on X and defended myself and debated it, and I actually gained some headway, even though I didn't get the thing I wanted. So it was like a give and take. And I'm like, well, that's all I really wanted was a give and take. At least something to explain my thing to not somebody who's in fucking, Venezuela or Tunisia. Somebody that can take English and have a context behind it. Because that's more important in a lot of cases. And so the free speech over here is generally better than over on TikTok. And of course, TikTok will also demonetize you. But the way TikTok does it, which is one of my favorites, is they falsely say your video is, duplicate, not duplicate, it's unoriginal. Yeah, so what TikTok does is TikTok will say, oh, your video's unoriginal. And it's like me sitting here talking. Right? Yeah. And so I'm sitting here just like talking, and it's not unoriginal. And I'm telling them, this video's not unoriginal. I'm confused why you're saying that. What's wrong with you? And then it comes back, nope, it's unoriginal. And they upheld the appeal. And I say, how can you even look at that? Like, you have to understand, I haven't told a lot of people the shit I've been going through. So what TikTok does is they'll falsely say your video's unoriginal. Then they'll uphold an appeal, even though it's bullshit, and they'll just take your money away for that video. So I know you're saying, well, they'll do it here too on a bigger scale, but you're allowed to argue about it. And that's true too, Uncle Dickie. And that's why, like, I have until the end of June, and then mine are going to go away. And then once mine go away on here, will be much higher. I've been floundering. And I'm like, well, why is it feels like I'm punching sand here and so hard? Well, it's so hard because, I've dealt with it off and on for about 15 years. Actually, about 10 on the one case here on YouTube. And I've been pissed off before to the point where I'm like, well, I'm 500K and got hit with bots. I have the one with Joe Biden pooping his pants song that's on this page, and it was, I think, restricted for like a week or something, and then it came back because it took, and it was like, well, why is it? Because the bots did the same shit. And trust me, I understand, man. It's like, but the shit I'm going through on TikTok with the stalkers, somebody makes 5 accounts and then falsely reports. Like, you can't do that shit here. They have a system, like, they'll IP ban you here. They won't do that. Like, I signed an NDA with TikTok. I was already told that they don't IP ban. They don't have the resources or the know-how to do that. And so the algorithm at TikTok is like YouTube in 2019. So that's really, you can smoke and they don't care either. And so I've just been kind of paranoid about it. So like the algorithm at TikTok is like YouTube in 2019. Can't Shiva? So yeah, and you can't do any of that shit. So TikTok is like, and the people are fucked up, man. Anyway, so let's get into the news. Sorry about my rant on TikTok. It's just they're a fucking piece of shit, man. Ugh. Okay, so here's the news. Obviously, Donald Trump. Yeah, the restriction process is garbage. So obviously, Donald Trump and Elon Musk have gotten into a fight. Elon Musk said that Donald Trump should be impeached. Donald Trump said that his business should suffer. Elon Musk called Donald Trump basically a chomo and said that he fucking went to Epstein Island and put videos out there that we've already seen in the past. Now Donald Trump and Elon Musk wanted an olive branch. They tell someone to come. Yeah. And then once that happened, then now Donald Trump says there is no olive branch, and now they're threatening Elon Musk with taking away government subsidies to the point of $40 billion. So this is turning into a shit show. Now on top of that, Russia, and I've heard people say that, but I think Stephen Miller fucking punched Elon Musk. I just believe that. Stephen Miller seems like the type. Yeah, he's not a chomo. That's what Elon Musk was saying. He said he went to Epstein Island a whole bunch. So now Russia is offering Elon Musk asylum because Donald Trump says that he would deport Elon Musk. Here, let me see the lighter. And this is like turning into a fucking slap fight between bitches. It's like, come on, dude. So then you have that Epstein thing. Well, now Donald Trump is saying that Elon Musk may be a national security risk. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, is there, like, this is getting some dark shit going on here. Okay, and then I also want to talk about something very important that happened. I made a video about it. It happened just before the live stream on TikTok, on Fuckbag Talk. The FBI has seized Dr. Anthony Fauci's cell phones and hard drives. So let's be very fucking clear on this, that this is going to be one of the most important finds coming up here. Kash Patel is now saying that he believes that basically don't hold your breath. We don't know what's on it. And of course, Kash Patel's home was swatted. So how the director of the FBI's house gets swatted is beyond me, but apparently that's happening. And so this comes after Kash Patel and the FBI seized Dr. Anthony Fauci's. There's a plan in place, I hope. And so this was revealed on Joe Rogan's show, on the Joe Rogan Experience, of course. One of the better podcasts, of course. The Trump administration has now recovered a cell phone and several hard drives used by Dr. Anthony Fauci during COVID. See, I don't have to say the Rona, the jibby jab. Hold on, before I start this. Do you hear how stupid you sound saying the jibby jab? What the, do we have brain damage? Is there a gas leak somewhere? The Rona with the jibby jab? Bitch, it's coronavirus and it's the vaccine. The fuck is wrong with you? Oh my fucking holy God. Anyway, sorry. So, after getting that out, because I've been restricting my speech over there on TikTok for 2 years, it's called coronavirus. Quit doctoring up a turd. I finally got that out. Oh my God, that was so worth it. Dude, by the way, before I get into this story, me and my family are going to New York City, the middle of June. I don't know if you saw the Charlie Kirk video where he's standing in front of the statue of the big black woman and he's filming himself with the song New York in the background from fucking, from Jay-Z, and he puts the chirp in the video twice. So I'm going to recreate that, do the exact same thing, and tag Charlie Kirk on that. Oh, yes, that's happening. I cannot wait. Proof mark on videos. Fuck, I'm going to need it, aren't I? And even then, they still steal it anyway. Yeah, Uncle. Oh, dude. Look up, just go on TikTok. Look up Charlie Kirk, New York City. And he's sitting there filming like this, and he's like, now you're in New York. Chirp. And it's right in front of the statue. I'm like, dude. I'm like, are you serious? And then it goes through and he films it again and there's a second chirp. I'm like, this is the fucking greatest thing I've seen in fucking 5 years. That was hilarious. And so that dude's got a real fucking knack for it. Absolutely. Everybody loves Charlie Kirk. Hey, what was that dude's name that I got the book? The guy that lived in California? Is Mark Dice still making videos on here? Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. So I got to do it. Yes, does Mark Dice still make content? Is he allowed to talk on here? That dude was fucking great. I have his book back from, yeah, he was 100% right. What a king. Mark Dice, if you're still around. Yeah, this dude, I had somebody I blocked make like 12 accounts to attack me once. Okay, so speaking on the Joe Rogan Experience, FBI Director Kash Patel described the discovery of the Anthony Fauci phone and hard drives as groundbreaking in the government's ongoing investigation into the origins of the pandemic and the federal response therein. Did I actually have a video? Like, I never saw that, and I watched a couple of his episodes. I never saw it. If you can link me, like, just message me here. I know you can't DM on YouTube either, can you? That's even better. That's even better. Or just DM me on X. And yes, please, I would love to see that because I want to be like, dude, what's up, man? You were the fucking king. What's up? Minus the yelling at your wife on camera. I watched the whole thing. Little bit fucking rough there, but I'm not going to give you shit because I've been pissed off. Like, Crowder's good. He started all this. You can't say no to Crowder, okay? Like, I know people, like, a lot of people give him shit. The originals were Crowder, Mark Dice, Tim Pool, that guy with the long hair that went to fucking Rumble, whatever that dude's name was. Those were, it was rough. Is it bad on me? I hope not. Either way, I respect him. If it was the student loan thing, I don't give a fuck. I'm still dying on that hill because of the fact that it's not the right time. And I'm going to have to say this again. The student loan thing. So I just want to make my position clear for YouTube on here. All they're on Rumble. Oh, okay. So I'm going to make my position clear because I'm not some liberal fuck. And I hope that people say, oh, that's Sup America. He's not a liberal. My position on the fucking thing with the student loan is not that you don't have to pay your debt back. So I know people cut clips and do all this other shit. I don't have an issue with you paying your debt back. You have to pay your debt back. I'm not telling you not to. I made it very clear in 3 of those videos. I made it very clear. You have to pay your debts. And everybody just looked past that shit. You still have to pay your debts. All I was saying in the videos, like YouTube, but you could, yeah, I'm on Rumble. I just haven't made any content. I need to, I know, my wife is like, you need to put shit. I'm like, I know. But I get it. The bank screwed you over. Yeah. And so when I'm sitting here saying it, I said, I don't have a problem with paying the student loans. I have a problem with what they did with the interest rates when they forced you to basically put it on hold. And then they screwed with the interest rates. And then on top of that, you trying to garnish wages knowing how bad it got under Joe Biden. I was saying in the video, it was the several videos, that it was the wrong time. Then people were saying, well, you're just a socialist. No, I still support Trump and what he's trying to do. Just maybe in a year or something where we can get prices down. You got to understand, gas just got to $2.90, what, 8 a gallon? $2.99 a gallon, okay? This is the first time gas broke under $3 where I live in about 3 fucking years. All right, that's fucking real. So prices at the grocery store is still too high. The cost of rent, this house is $600 more a month or more than I was paying. It's a ridiculous amount of money we have to pay to live here. Everything's too high. I don't have a problem with you garnishing people's wages that are deadbeats. And I thought I made that very clear in that video. So if Crowder was talking shit, you could talk shit, but I'll go on and defend that every fucking day. I'll go on and defend that every fucking day because Crowder, everybody who, you got to understand, until people have money to survive, they can't live yet. That's the bottom line. 75% of people are living paycheck to paycheck because of Joe Biden. 60% of people have not a dime in the bank because of Joe Biden. 80% of people have no money in the savings account because of Joe Biden. Credit cards are overmaxed because of spending on groceries. Me and my wife had to take out extortion loans. And then the Federal Reserve, yeah, they're not lowering it because the guy in charge is a leftist supporter. So Jerome Powell. So this goes much deeper into the sound bites and yelling at each other on student loans. And this isn't what Crowder needs to understand if he doesn't already. You got the meddling of the Federal Reserve. You had them change the terms of fixed interest loans while the Rona was going on. I want to pay it. Well, you can pay it, but not till we restructure. Okay, well, I didn't agree to that. I was paying 3.4%. By the time coronavirus was over, bitch, you had me at 7%. You had me at 7%. I don't know what you think this is. That's a double payment, you motherfucker, right? So then knowing food is double, gas is double, rent is double, housing is double, everything's double because of Joe Biden. Now you're saying, and the interest rates, then you're saying, nope, we're going to garnish your wages, pay up. That's not a Trump policy. That's a Scott Bessent, Soros-backed, Federal Reserve-backed policy, right? Trump wouldn't say, we know how bad it is under Joe Biden, so cough it up. Trump would say, you need a little money. The reason you're not paying in most cases isn't because you're a deadbeat, even though there are some deadbeats. I would say 30 or 40% of them are deadbeats. But there's a lot of people that said, bitch, I'm buying my children food before I pay you. Go fuck yourself. Hard all the way. Because when it comes to paying rent and feeding my children, I am not paying student loans first, right? The gratification of getting my debt down 0.002% does not supersede my desire to eat with my family and feed my children and have a place to live over my head. That's more important than paying the debt off that I owe. Now, if we had money in the bank like we did before Joe Biden came in, that's a different story. If I'm pulling in 80 grand a year, bitch, I better be paying something because then I'm a deadbeat. But we're not pulling in, and even if we did, the costs are so high, Joe Biden ruined that for us. But it's almost like when Trump came in, he understood that, but the rest of the team just said, oh, everybody's a deadbeat. It's like, you understand nobody has money, right? Like, you understand this guy, like, fucked you. I understand you want an excuse. Like, this is stupid. People are not just deadbeats. You chose food over car insurance. Exactly. You have to make these sacrifices. It's like, well, I want to pay, but it's crushing debt. So Crowder might have a lot of money, right? He's a YouTuber. He's making a lot of money. He's made it in the past. He's got a house. He's got all the shit paid for. These other working stiffs out here, they don't have the means to be garnished yet. They haven't recovered from a Joe Biden presidency. You haven't given them time to recover because the cost is still too high. So we're still living in Joe Biden life. Okay? People don't want to admit it because Trump is president. And you're saying, well, we're winning. We're winning in some ways, yes. But we are still living in a Joe Biden cost life. Nothing's gotten better with that. The grocery bill is only down 2 or 3%. The gas, like I said, just now came under $3 for the first time in 3 years. All right? Housing prices, we're still paying, what, $1,900 a month on a place that was $1,400 or $1,300 a month a year ago? 2 years ago? It's extortion. The car prices, the insurance, the license plates. Dude, you got to get people back on their feet. People have to have disposable income because then you're going to garnish wages. The small businesses are going out. Have you noticed what it looks like in downtown cities or malls? I made videos on TikTok about it. Dude, there's no retail. There's no way you're fucked. All right? Before you start garnishing, you're just basically trying to take what you can before it all falls apart. Right? And that's my argument. It's not about Trump not knowing what he's doing. Of course he knows what he's doing. On this case, he's wrong on the timing. So let me be very clear on this for YouTube people or Steven Crowder. I don't know if he was talking shit or not. It's the timing of it, right? The timing is the issue. And if you don't allow people to recover a Joe Biden presidency, you are going to exacerbate the already very tender problem. So people are barely getting by. They got into a groove of barely surviving. Yeah, they got into a groove of barely surviving. None of you are going on vacation. I took my first vacation to Myrtle Beach in 5 years what, a couple months ago? We used to go on vacation 9 times a year, dude, because we were bringing in so much money. Under Joe Biden, I lost 92% of my money under Joe Biden. Now, I went from $70,000 a year, so maybe I lost, what, 65, 70, to making like 20K. All right? And then you want to say I'm going to garnish you? Dude, we haven't recovered. I'm not making the money I was making still. Right? We're only, 5 months into Trump? I haven't recovered yet. I'm not even halfway there. And it costs more. So me and my wife, I was making 70, she was making what, 50? Right? We were going everywhere. Between the two of us and our family, we have to make 200 grand a year now. You see what I'm saying? So like the bar is now higher. I'm still making less. And it continues to stay up here. You got to lower that cost and increase the amount of money we have. Then I'll pay you the student loans. But doing it this other way is just going to exacerbate. Well, you'll just work harder. Bitch, we can't work. Between me and my wife at one point, we had 6 jobs. Okay? We're at the end here. This isn't like work harder, pedal faster. This isn't some socialist, like, no, I fucking hate socialism. I'm a MAGA person. Okay? But we're at the end of the rope here. Got to end and reset it. Is it doing it? Yeah, it's doing the lag. We're at the end of the rope financially here. They have it all. Biden took us all. The companies increased, increased the cost, shrinkflation. They not garnish people's wages. What do you want to call it? They price gouge. Sorry. The corporations price gouged you. The government put in policies that were anti-free market. And then they said, you're all poor, now pick up the pieces. It's like, we don't have any pieces to put. You took it all. The billionaires have it, and the government is still raping us, basically. And prices are barely coming down. So what do you want from me? You want me to get another fucking job? And now the Republicans want to raise the retirement age to nearly 70. This is stupid. Right? This is just simply stupid. This is unsustainable. And frankly speaking, when you start garnishing wages from people for student loans, the deadbeats aren't going to have a problem because they're living with their parents anyway. But the people that were actually out there working and trying, those are the people that are going to be fucked over. So what you're going to see is an increase of cars being repoed, an increase of evictions, an increase of homelessness. That's just the truth. This isn't some socialist communist horse shit. I don't like communists, and I'm a Trump person. Yes, they did. They all pulled together because these were owned by BlackRock. And if anybody that's a conservative worth their weight in salt would have a brain to see this, first of all, you need to dismantle BlackRock. That's the most important thing in America. Outside of term limits and ending lobbyists, you need to dismantle BlackRock. There's no other thing that's more important than that. So term limits, lobbying illegal, and breaking up BlackRock as a monopoly, forcing them to stop. Those are the 3 most important things. Vanguard as well, and State Street. After that, then you have the next tier of importance, securing the border and Second Amendment rights as a necessity. So please go out there and tell Steven Crowder I'm not a psycho, that I'm a Trump supporter, please. So you need to secure the border because illegal aliens were coming over and they were utilizing the resources of our tax base for them, even though American citizens couldn't get them. You see, that's my problem with illegal immigration, is when you go and you say, well, okay, we're going to have 10, 20 million people coming over here in the United States illegally. Yeah. And then your tax dollars are going to pay for it. Oh, well, no, I don't want to do that. Well, then you're a racist bigot. Yeah, definitely jail George. Yeah. And it's like, but I'm not a racist bigot. I just don't want to pay for you. I want food stamps too. Well, you make $20 too much a month. Okay, well, this person I saw making 50 grand a year. Well, he's illegal. He gets it. White supremacy, whatever. Well, what about illegals flying? You know, you're flying illegals all over the country. I can't afford a flight. Well, you know, well, I don't want to pay for that either. I don't want to pay for their health care. I don't want to pay for their hotels. I don't want to pay for any of that. Well, you're gonna, or you're a racist. Right? That's bullshit. That's stupid. Fuck that. Deport them. Right? Deport them all. Like, what about the little kid? I'm not talking about people that were, you know, in certain, you know, situations, like all the people that came under Joe Biden when they just let them in, open the door, deport them all. Bye. Sayonara. I don't know what to tell you. Goodbye. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Why did you think I was going to pay for you? Because that's what this was. And then you have a report where Joe Biden's staff said, oh, by the way, we have to make these people financially stable. The money won't stop until they're financially stable. Well, bitch, I'm not financially stable. So why are these people being made financially stable? Oh, because white supremacy. Oh, okay, I get it. You horse's ass, you're just lying. Great. So I don't want the border open. I want to kick out and deport 11 million people. I think it's a start. I think we need to build up our infrastructure. But you can't live this life of just everything is just MAGA. Even though MAGA has a good handle on it, Republicans and Democrats, particularly rhino Republicans and progressives, can't be trusted. Maybe I'm too skeptical. It's hot as fuck in here. I mean, I am roasting to death. Can you please open that? It is fucking roasting in. It is roasting in here. What's up, America? Oh my fucking god! Is this made out of polyester or something? Is this a fucking disco? Anyway, and so that's what this is. And so my policies are very conservative, but I'm also not a stupid person. I know what's going to happen. So like Trump's tariffs will work. What's up, Big John? What's up, BG? And so like Trump's tariffs will work now that we're going to meet with China. But they weren't going to work before with silence, okay? Is that the smoking you're doing? Yes. And so it's like, I'm not stupid, but you have to, there's a difference between, like, Trump knows what he's doing, but some of the people give a man too much slack, right? Trump's not a god, right? He's a man. So he sometimes misses the mark, just like everybody else. It's no skin off the game. We don't get 100% every time. So oh no, we are, yeah, I got it all over. Canadian smoke everywhere. And so like, I would say about Donald Trump is about 85% right. But I'm going to call him on things that are inappropriate in timing. And this is one of them, the student loan thing. But then of course we have basically the border thing. Trump's doing a very good job on it. I love what he's doing. I love the work Tom Homan. Yeah, they've been they've been giving him too much slack. I love what Tom Homan is doing. That's what I voted for. Right? And that's my thoughts on this, but you're not going to change my opinion on the student loan thing. I'm going to die on that hill. I don't care if I sounded like a deranged liberal, right? You can falsely say I'm this, that, or the other. And like I said, is Steven Crowder talking shit? Was he? And if he is, he's wrong. He doesn't know me. I actually want to challenge. So anybody out there, if Steven Crowder was talking shit, if anybody out there, I challenge him to a debate on that issue. Absolutely. Now, it's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those weird things. It's like, well, I support 90% of what you say, so there's not much to debate here, except for that. Really, a couple of moot points. Other than that, we're pretty much on the same page here for when it comes to immigration and how we want to do our country and policing and Second Amendment and gun. Like, I think you should have any gun and silencer. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? No, it does not. And so that's like my thoughts on this. And it's like, as Republicans and as conservatives, you can't be such a bitch about everything. What's up, Negan? don't forget to subscribe to IB Negan Smith right here. It's like TikTok, but better, and I can say gun here. It's fantastic. I don't have to say pew pew. I can say coronavirus. Holy shit. But if Steven Crowder was talking shit to me on a video, I would love to debate him on that issue. Most of the stuff I fucking... So if you talk to Crowder or whatever and say, look, this is Sup America, he's a hard conservative, he's not what you think, he just doesn't agree on that issue, like to go and debate on his show. I'd love to, because I've watched him for years off and on. It's funny. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a bitch. I'll come and debate. I don't give a fuck. So Negan, you weren't there on TikTok earlier. I was on TikTok and I called out the guy stalking me because I got another fake violation for hate speech, and it was overturned, of course. And so this piece of shit named Laughing.Pumpkin came on, and I was like, what's up, America? New store in town. Oh, no shit. Well, hell yeah, BG, that is nice. What kind? And so I called the guy out, and I was like, I want to fight you. Fuck you, dude. And he came on, and he started just calling me obscenities, calling me a piece of shit, telling me to die, all this other stuff. People reported him. TikTok found no violations. So he was following me. So that, yeah, it was ridiculous, man. Yeah, I want to own a stealth bomber. Absolutely. But you see that. So my argument, so I want to get an argument here. Is it possible to debate people? You can't bring guests on here, can you? Can you bring guests on YouTube? I don't know if you can or not. I believe you should still be able to own a battleship. So like when YouTube, somebody says yes, oh really, no shit. Dude, we got to get Steven Crowder, and I've got to debate him on this fucking shit, because that's the only thing he's wrong on. So I do not believe you should restrict even a battleship from being purchased by a civilian. I'm just going to say it. I've had liberals I've debated with, and they're saying, they were like, oh, well, does that mean you should be able to own an F-16? I'm like, yes, that's what it means. Well, but first of all, more than likely, you're not going to get FAA clearance to fly an F-16 fully loaded with weapons over a civilian population. That's never going to fly. Second of all, even if you could, and I know you won't, you're not going to get military clearance. They'll blow you up out of the sky. Right? So you can own an F-16 with bombs all over it. I guarantee if you make a move even tipping left wrong, you're going to be hit with a fucking Sidewinder. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. So what about a battleship? Yes, you should be able to own a battleship. One, you're not going to personally be able to make it move. It takes a crew, not a man. Right? It takes a village. And then on top of that, you're not going to be able to get the munitions for it. They're not going to sell you a 16-inch shell and send it to your house. Even if you did, it's going to cost $40,000. Okay? So you're not going to be able to get it. Then, as you're doing it, you'll have to fire. You're not going to the bags of powder, 100-pound bags of powder. You need 4 of them, right, to shoot a 16-inch shell. You're not going to be able to buy that. That'll be restricted. You might be able to buy any gun you want. You're not going to be able to buy raw 100-pound kegs of black powder, bro. Right? No one on earth is... It's like, go in there and as a civilian, just try to buy a bunch of ammonium nitrate and see what happens. You think they're going to be like, hey, this guy just showed up with a box truck, and he wants to buy 800 pounds of ammonium nitrate. They'll look at you like you have shit in your head. They'll be like, okay, yeah, what are you using that on? A forest of tree stumps? Yeah, go fuck yourself. I know what you're doing with that. So I'm going to applaud your effort, but fuck no, okay? The Springfield Armory. And so when I look at these things, I'm like, look, dude, the liberal arguments, like when you go over on TikTok and you see like Harry and Dean and fucking, their arguments are that of a dumb fuck. It's all extreme, one thing or another. Oh, so you're saying you want to restrict every abortion and kill the mother? It's like, no, that's called a straw man argument. You're just making shit up. What I'm saying is like if it's the life of the mother, blighted ovum, shit like that, yes, that's an abortion, should be fine, sell RU486. over the counter in case the girl makes a mistake and ends up with some troll she took home from the bar. Look, do you really want a bunch of ugly people like you see over at like, you see how many bar hookups are resulting in children now? Okay, maybe the over-the-counter drug is not bad. You know what I'm saying? Or the what is it called? The fucking Plan B. That's it. Maybe Plan B's not so bad. Have you seen some of the hookups at the bars and what they're producing? Right? Right? Okay. Maybe we should... Like, I don't have a problem with Plan B. I don't have a problem with an abortion for the life of the mother. I have a problem aborting a baby because you can't afford it, and I have a problem with using abortion as birth control. That's stupid, right? If you're raped, yes, have an abortion. If it's incest, yes, have an abortion. If it's gonna kill the mother, yes, have an abortion. Other than that, look, you got what, a month? Let's say we'll even say you can get an abortion in the first month, and you can buy the over-the-counter Plan B. Other than that, I'm not going to finance your abortion with my tax dollars. Do you understand that? So you hear people in California, well, I've had 6 abortions. Yes, that's probably 5 too many. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you used it responsibly, exactly. So it's like, oh, I went to a bar, this 300-pound guy that smells like cheese, I fucked him. Okay, and now I'm pregnant with this. I don't want that, right? I get that. I get it, okay? Maybe you're a hot, number. You're, like, strategically above him genetically if you want it. Yeah, I get it, okay? I wouldn't want that for a kid. I want, like, my wife's hot, so I have a kid with her, and my kid is normal. Look, you know what I mean? So, I was like, man, you're hotter than a normal woman. Let's hook, and it worked out. I don't marry ugly. Sorry to say, but it's just like, but outside, like, I'm not going to subsidize your murder of children because you fucked a bunch of people. Right? That's kind of what I'm getting at. I fucked 300 people in a month. Well, now I'm pregnant. I want an abortion. It's like, no, Bonnie Blue. I'm not going to pay for your abortion. Right? You have birth control. You have every facet of birth control. So I'm not paying for your abortion. But I don't want this baby. I fucked 300 guys. That's wonderful. Right? Stop fucking 300 guys. What's wrong with you? Like, are you stupid or something? Did you think something might happen? Like it's real easy. Don't take 300 dicks in a weekend or whatever. And then you have Bonnie Blue out there. Well, I want to get 2,000 guys. Why? What's the bar? 10,000 in a day? I mean, dude, like, you're just like an open chasm of, like, whatever. Like, I understand that the only way you can get likes and views and all that is because of shock. Like, we're at the end of the rope. Everything's been done. Nothing is shocking. I've seen a person beheaded with a chainsaw. I don't give a fuck when I see it at all. I'm just like, oh, that's fair. Like, I'm not like, oh, why did they stop? Yeah. Oh, Dawn. Anyway, it's just like, I have seen cartel. I mean, we all watch the ISIS videos, right? Right? You're all desensitized. Nothing. Yeah, be the last guy. It's like, oh, I got my number 1,000. It's like, dude, just, no. It's like, oh, I may have been number 1,000, but I'm the last. It's like, no, you're not. Yeah, and it's like, I'm desensitized, right? There's no shock value. So, like, the progressives, they keep trying this, well, let's teach this trans book in school. It's like, it's not shocking anybody, right? You've fucked everything that's shocking. You've blown up everything that's shocking. You've killed everything that could be shocking. Alien spacecraft probes, mummies, alien mummies with, but did you know there's an alien mummy with a fucking alien in the womb? Did you know that? Did you see that bullshit down? So they found alien bodies and they said it was fucking fake. for 30 years that it was made out of a body with sticks in it. Well, they did imaging and found out, no, it was silver metal in one of the hands. Oh, and it's got an alien body in the womb. How's that sound? You're like, what the fuck? Scientists are like, yeah, it's looking pretty real. It's like, you can't duplicate a fucking mummified body with an alien baby in its womb. Like, that's like, we're really at the end here. Like, if a fleet of spacecraft came down, I'd be like, oh, what's up, bro? Hey, come on, let's go. I got some food. We got the hot dog. Just come to the barbecue. I don't give a fuck. We're from Zelnon 5. Yeah, I knew you were out there. I saw the fucking thing. Zelnon 5, you said, yeah, come on in. All right, come on in. I got hot dogs. Can you eat this? Like, this isn't cyanide or some shit, right? Okay. So, like, we got hot dogs. We got chips. We got Pepsi. You probably don't want to drink that anyway. They call it poison water here on Earth, too. So I don't know how your metabolism will handle that. Come on, let's have it. Get yourself a plate. Let's come over here. Yeah, exactly. I'd rather have some Coke rather than Pepsi. Well, I like Pepsi better now that they're not as woke, but they're all BlackRock. And so let's have a day. Oh, you sitting there eating the burger. Oh, you're from Zelnon 5? Wonderful. What do you think about money? Oh, it's the dumbest shit, isn't it? I know. We're not all like this. I was looking at money and I thought this was dumb as fuck too. So you thought this is the same thing? No shit. Okay. Yeah. What? It's like, I can't believe they're using this shit. Hey, people up here, they can only get, like, nobody talks to each other unless they drink this poison liquid called alcohol. Isn't that funny? And they have to drink a bunch, and then if they drink too much, they fuck someone they don't like. I know, what weird effect, right? And everybody out here is violent. Yeah, and it's like, oh, here, hit this. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I got a question. Can you, like, a couple of things here before you tell us how your world is so great and everything? Can you give me a couple of images of what your world looks like? And then if I like it, can you take me with you? This one's broken. These people here are fucking stupid, right? I don't know what to do here. They call me a conservative and a liberal at the same time. I don't know what's wrong with these people. All I was trying to do was fuse them together. By the way, was Steven Crowder talking shit to me? Because if he is, I'm going to go comment on his videos until the fucker talks back to me. So please tell me if he was talking shit, because he's got me twisted. I want to know the truth because I'd love to hear that. And if he is talking shit, I'll be like, dude, no. No, I don't want to. Yeah, and so it's like the Democrats, like, okay, so they're fucked up. But it's like, okay, so aliens, here's how it works down here. Okay, so you're new, or you've been observing us. So 94% of us hate all this shit, right? They all hate this shit, right? The money, the going to work every day, knowing we have, like, creativity up here, and we're like working as a fucking cook somewhere. Yeah, I like being a cook too, but I don't want to be forced to do it, right? Like, if you love your job, you never work a day in your life. So instead of, yeah, I know, it's fucked up, aliens. So, like, I know, I can already get, let me guess. On your world, you use what the person's best at is their job, right? And they're like, well, of course. Hey, see, yeah, of course, why wouldn't you? Because everybody that doesn't have shit in their fucking brain would do that, right? And anybody who doesn't have shit in their brain would do that. So it's like, okay, well, what are you best at? I'm an archaeologist, so let's make you an archaeologist. Hey, there you go. Let's not make you mop floors for a living. Well, you have to, because it's not conducive. You're wasting a talent there. Right? This isn't stupid time. What do you do best at? I'm an engineer. Guess what? You should work in engineering. Right? Not be the head maintenance man at a hospital. If you're good at engineering, you should be an engineer. If you're good at medicine, you should be a doctor. Right? If you have a 9-inch, you should do porn. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really not fucking difficult to put the pieces. What do you want to do? I want to be a pilot. We took you as pilot training. You're the top 10%. So let's make this guy head of insurance. Like, well, let's make him a pilot and quit being stupid as fuck. Maybe that's a better idea instead of having shit for our brains. I mean, really. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just like, dude, like, please. What do you do for a living? I'm good at hospitality management. Well, let's make you the head of a hotel then. Or what do? I did logistics. Let's put you in charge of a trucking company. right? Make them air traffic controllers. Exactly, right? What do you do really well? I do concrete work really well. Well, then you're going to be doing the roads and we're going to pay you a lot of money. What do you do well? Wall masonry. Guess what? Do you like doing it? Yes, you're a wall mason then, because that's the best job you do. Well, I don't necessarily like it. Okay, well, what do you like that you're good at? And we'll break those tiers down until you can be effective enough liking your job to not drag yourself in and good enough for government work. You know what I'm saying? Because if you say, like, I'm a mechanic, what do you love to do? I like to work on cars. Then you never work a day in your life. Right? So if that's, I'm an influencer then. And so if that's the case, like, well, I'm a mechanic. I like working on cars. Would you rather do anything besides that? No, nothing really makes me happy besides that. Okay, well, then be a mechanic. Okay. We'll give you a house and car. Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. Wait, so you're going to give me, like, not just money, you'll give me, like, a house and a car and shit for it? Uh-huh. Because you're doing the job for 1,000 people. You'll probably work on 5,000 people's cars in the next 20 years. So, of course, we'll give you 30 hours a week. And it's like, what I do in my garage in my free time, I just drive to this place and I do it, and you just give me the house and shit? Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? Did I win the lottery or something? It'd be like, I'm an anthropologist. Well, what I want to pay you to go dig up Egyptian artifacts in Egypt. I'm like, I don't see a problem here. Like, I get to go to Egypt and dig up artifacts as an archaeologist, and I come home to a house with food and shit. Like, well, Legacy was here. Alf touchdown. What's up, Legacy? Dude, that is... And the pre-rolls, too? No shit, dude. My wife was like, oh, this is some pre-rolls. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, look at that. I'm like, dude, you like... And that one shit, that presidential, damn, dude. That's made out of fucking, like, hot lightning. Holy shit. I'm going to smell it right now. That smells like hot lightning. Is he in here? Oh, yeah, that is some hot lightning weed. This other one here is, well, it's going to be strong. It's definitely got the old PP cheese smell, but, that just means strong. Actually, oh. It's got a good 4 effect. Oh, mercy. Let's chief that, by the way. Yeah. I like being here better. YouTube is better. I don't give a fuck. So anyway, Kash Patel of the FBI is investigating Anthony Fauci's servers. Russia destroyed a lot of Ukraine yesterday, killing 26, I think, and hitting an apartment building in the city of is it Sumy? I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. And, of course, Bryansk was hit in Russia several times. I'm going to go on X real quick and just make sure there's no bombings going on because... excuse me. Ukraine. Damn, YouTube is better. It's just better. Let's see. We have some more stuff going on with Russia. Ukraine. Okay, so we all know this, and this is the fact here. Ukraine had nuclear weapons in 1994. However, they signed a Budapest memorandum in which Ukraine gave up nuclear weapons. In exchange, Russia promised to respect Ukraine's independence. Russia also refrained from military or economic threats. Now that's where the left that's where the left stops. What the left doesn't say is that at one point there were several attempts for the eastern provinces of Ukraine to break away from Ukraine. And at one point, 400 people that were pro-Russian were burned to death in a city hall, if I recall, back in 2014 or even before that, I can't remember. And that started a lot of hostilities with Russia. So then, later on, you had the Orange Revolution that took place in Ukraine, which people, I can't remember what his name was. He was poisoned by the Russians, by the way. And so they were breaking away from Piranchenko, I think his name was, who was a Russian puppet leader of Ukraine. And so he was ousted, and about 80 people were shot and killed by Russian military snipers and all this other shit. And it was a big whole fucking shit show. They had metal shields, the whole thing. So the central and western Ukrainian provinces are the ones that wanted to be independent from Russia, not have any ties with Russia, even in the government, and ousted that. However, the other three provinces in the east were majority Russian supporting. And so they had elections that were not adhered to. And at one point, like I said, 400 people were burned to death in a fire that I'm not sure if it was accidental, whatever the situation was, but it really pissed off Russia. So, because they saw it as Russian support, or basically what they call plebiscite Russian citizens. Basically, you're living in another country, but you belong to us, right? They basically were killed, and now we need to come in. But they didn't come into those three provinces because that would have been a declaration of war on Ukraine. So they ended up administering a way to take Crimea and Sevastopol and what? DB Cooper, what is up, America? Yes, dude, dude, you missed it, DB. On the other channel, one of my stalkers, I fucking called him out. He came on there and started threatening me, and I got him blocked and all that, and he had like 4 other fake accounts. But that piece of shit, like people were reporting him. TikTok was supporting the dude. Don't forget to subscribe to DB Cooper here on YouTube. And so, yeah, it was a shit show. One of my stalkers came out. He was deranged as fuck. This dude was screaming at me, calling me names, fucking basically, you racist piece of... That was like, called me Dennis the fucking Menace. I'm like, well, I am a menace, but Jesus Christ, I think I got a bigger dick than that. Holy shit. Anyway, so as that continues... Russia basically took Crimea, which they probably shouldn't have done that. No, he was just telling, yeah, this dude was a fucking lunatic. So if you see him, he's got no content. His name is Laughing.Pumpkin. He's got just like a P or an S, whatever, just the faceless bullshit, right? Yeah, he's a piece of shit. So I know he probably has 10 other accounts. So I'm going to have to backtrace this dumb fuck somehow. Because he was following that account. And so that's the motherfucker that's been getting... So I could probably go onto TikTok and talk now without that piece of shit. But I like YouTube better. Fuck that asshole. I know I can get gifts here. I just can't... But I don't give a fuck. Dude, you guys gift... Okay, so not only did you guys gift me more yesterday here than on TikTok normally, but I got to keep more of it. Because I get to keep 70% of it here. So not only did I get more money than what I normally got on TikTok, I know tonight's light, but that's just how it is, because TikTok's a piece of shit, but then I got to have more of it. So it's like, holy fuck, it's like this place is just better. Anyway, so at some point, Russia had elections that were administered by Russia in eastern Ukraine. More than likely, it was not fair and it was fake. But it doesn't matter because Russia was like, we're going to send in 100 and whatever thousand troops. So here's where Russia's fuck up began. Russia sent in 150,000 men as far as mechanized and troops are concerned with air power. They believed that they would march in under the Russian flag and that the provinces would openly accept them and just not fight, or it would be very little fighting. And so you're looking at that and you say, well, in a perfect world, that's what would have happened. And the Russians would have come in and they would have just folded and they would have joined Russia. Unfortunately, the buildup of military forces was very public for about a full month. And so the invasion points were well known. The amount of troops and air power were well known. A lot of that was being supplied by Biden in the United States. Trump in the United States, which is real fucking weird. And so, what happened? Here you go. The Russians invaded with 150,000 men. They needed 600 to 800,000, maybe even 1 million. They came in with approximately 10 or 20% of what they needed. They were immediately slaughtered. They got in what they have now, took about a half of all the territories, made it all the way to Kiev. They were slaughtered because they believed they were just going to drive up a main road with tanks in a straight fucking line, and that wouldn't be a problem because the glory of Russia would prevail. So what happened? The United States government under Donald Trump gave them a bunch of Javelin missiles. The Ukrainians were taught, hey, you see these lines of tanks? Blow up the first 3 and the back 3, and then you'll kill everybody. And that's what they did, and they killed everybody. And so they did it over and over, and hell yeah, Omega, and over again. Every tank battalion that came in, every tank brigade, every tank fucking squad that came in, they led them right down a main road. It's the oldest trick in the book with tank warfare. You take out the first tanks, the last tanks, the rest of it's just a shooting gallery. Because they can't fucking get out of it. What's up, Cynthia? And so every time, the Ukrainians came with Javelin missiles, took out the front and back, killed everybody in the middle. It was a shit show. 100 dead at a time, 50 dead at a time. And so the Russians were like, oh, we're just going to take it in. They didn't. They didn't. And so they had to learn, we're up against NATO, actually. We're not up against Ukraine. We would have crushed them in 4 days. We're up against NATO. So the fact that you're up against NATO, what does that mean? Well, that means tanks and mechanized infantry and all this other shit, self-propelled artillery, blah, 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 blah. But what they didn't expect was the drone warfare. The drone warfare was basically invented by the United States and Ukraine operating it in the field. And so what happened is the Ukraine got very good at using drones to kill people. And they did it. We could say gun and kill. It's amazing. And so they killed a lot of Russians, and eventually, much to the chagrin of probably 700,000 dead Russians, they learned to use drones in battle. And they learned to stop hiding in trenches at the tree lines. They learned that very fast mechanized attacks get wiped out, just like tanks. They now understand that you have to clear the sky before you go into battle. You have to, and this is where the eventual use of what I want to call EMP weapons are going to start to become correct, and they're going to start doing it. The notion is that you wouldn't blow up civilian areas, and don't walk in blindly. The notion was they weren't going to attack civilian areas, and they weren't going to attack particularly power infrastructure. What needs to happen is if you want to stop NATO, is you have to use an electromagnetic pulse where the drones are. The drones cannot be stopped. Right? You're not going to stop the drones. Some dumb fuck over there flying it into your helmet is going to keep happening unless you take them out and make them inoperable. You have to use an electromagnetic pulse on either the factory that makes them or in the field. 26 people ain't shit. It's not shit. You're right. And so what you need to, yesterday, they were very controlled with that, by the way. So the Russians were very controlled. And so all the forward operating areas and even the back end operating areas, you need to hit with electromagnetic pulses and take out those drones. And then you can just walk in. The drones are arguably the only reason Russia's losing. So, I mean, let's look at what the Russian Black Sea Fleet was basically destroyed by submersible drones and boat drones. The Russian armored divisions taken out by drones, mostly in javelins, some air power. I don't consider drones air power, right? The mechanized infantry of Russia, when it was taken out, drones. Russia has electromagnetic pulse weapons, but they won't use them. And I don't understand why. And Kensington, Phil, yeah, no shit. Exactly, my friend. The fucking place where they're all laid out on fentanyl. And so if Russia really wanted to do what he's got to do, they would fucking use electromagnetic pulses to destroy the drone fleets. I actually don't know why Russia hasn't done that. I don't understand why Russia has been so frivolous and so non-committed and non-directed. You keep having these EV cars are on fire too, labeled the mother of all fires. Is that the boat that's on fire in fucking Alaska? I need to make a video about that too. I forgot to do that. I love you. Oh, my back. Don't forget to shart the live stream and thumbs up it if possible, if you haven't already. And so I don't understand why Russia hasn't gone full in. Russia's been doing smaller scale human wave attacks, which is unfortunate. I don't know why they just haven't done a whole frontal push, going across a couple 100 miles, just pushing in with 400,000 or 500,000 men. I don't understand that to this day. NATO is not going to nuke you. They're pussies. Here you go, honey. So, like, even if you occupy Kiev, the NATO won't nuke you. Right? I think there's this, like, odd fear in Russia that we're going to nuke first. That will never happen. The United States or any NATO nation or any Western nation will never initiate a nuclear conflict for any reason unless there's your weapons coming over our way. And not even strategic ones. If it's nuclear weapons coming our way, then we'll nuke you. Other than that, it will never happen with a first strike from NATO nuking a Russian city or a Chinese city or anything like that. You're damn right. And so I think that Russia and China are scared of that. And they say, well, we'll just, we'll use it as a deterrent, but America may attack. Yeah, we're not going to attack. This is not George Bush anymore. Henry Kissinger's dead, right? We don't believe in that shit anymore. So we're playing a defensive posture. Don't get too close or we'll fucking destroy you, right? That's where we're living here. And so please understand, friends, that nobody's going to nuke Russia. Oh, so that being said, what else do we have in the news? Nothing going on in Russia and Ukraine except the same old, same old. AMC Movies is facing a backlash because they're putting one more commercial in before the movie starts, and people are vowing to destroy them. I think we need to start seeing some more movies now. It's time to get Hollywood and the entertainment industry back on its feet as long as they stop being woke. And I don't mind some woke shit as long as it's not like preaching at me all the time. Groundbreaking new rule is college stars are now allowed to make salaries. So they're saying that college players are now up to and including making $1 million. Up to more than a dozen immigration and customs enforcement officers are trapped in a sweltering shipping container with illegal migrants they deported because of a federal judge. Now, we heard about this. I'm generally done with Hollywood, except for kids' movies for my kids. What? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, did you see who's playing Jesus Christ? Yeah, Happy Gilmore 2 is okay. And then, of course, The Naked Gun is coming up with Liam Neeson. That'll be fucking great. That's the kind of shit I want to see. The one woman they're doing a remake of Jesus Christ Superstar. So already I don't want to see that. And the woman that played the girl in Wicked, the black lady with the real long fingers, that's going to be Jesus. So, I won't be seeing that. But Liam Neeson in The Naked Gun, fuck yeah. They even make an O.J. Simpson joke in it, right in the preview. It's fucking great. I love it. So more than a dozen immigration officers alongside a group of 8 migrants that have been placed on a deportation flight to South Sudan are being held in a shipping container on a U.S. naval base in Djibouti in the stifling heat and horrendous conditions. Neither officers nor migrants are allowed to leave the container until it's resolved by a federal judge in a court. That's how stupid we are. Which could take weeks because the federal judge says that Donald Trump, Orange Man bad. And since Orange Man bad, these ICE officers might die with their migrants in because Orange Man bad. Orange Man bad. TDS. It really is a mental illness, isn't it? I mean, that's my opinion. It really is a mental illness. So they're on a military base in Djibouti. Dubs. Oh, I love Djibouti dubs. And that's the dumbest shit. So federal judges are pieces of shit for most parts. Trump talks about the feud with Elon Musk. That's all they've talked about. It is so fucking boring. Chaos breaks out in downtown Los Angeles as citizens are starting to attack ICE officers, preventing them from arresting murderers. So our country really is full of stupid people, isn't it? We have people in Los Angeles that are blocking ICE officers from arresting rapists and murderers. What a bunch of dumb fucks. Holy shit. Man, we really have a bunch of people that need to go to the hospital against their will. Wow. Absolutely. You make the news no boring. Thank you, my friend. Then we have the people that were killed in Idaho by that piece of shit that needs to... Why do we have life in prison for people that kill multiple people? Why aren't we just shooting them? Anybody want to understand that, please? Anybody like, oh, I'm a serial killer. I killed 50 people. Okay, let's kill you. Well, no, let's pay for a meal for 20 years. No, let's just shoot you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why are you alive? You killed 50 people. Let's just, okay, I'll make it real quick. You get to choose a last meal, a cigarette, and what color blindfold you like. That's it. We can get this done in less than 2 days. Right? I'll give you a day to make peace with your maker. I'll give you the last meal, the cigarette, and then I'm gonna blow your fucking brains out. I don't give a fuck. Right? I don't want to pay for you to be alive. You're a serial killer. Fuck you. Well, that's not humane. Well, as he was gutting and raping the body, that wasn't real humane either. So let's just end this. What, are we stupid here? Would you keep the Nazis alive from Dachau? Or would you just send them on their way? I mean, come on. What, like... Okay, you got 10 seconds, right? Let's go. It's really not hard. You know, the little bullseye, put a flower right on where you, yeah. Well, that's inhumane. It's like, no, he's a serial killer. It's not inhumane. Like, we had to pay for Ted Bundy to live for a while. Right? What the fuck? My parents' tax dollars had to pay for Jeffrey Dahmer to eat before he was... You saw how Jeffrey Dahmer died, right? That's about the speed we're at, what needs to happen. Right? So I'm not going to say on here, I don't know if you could say how Jeffrey Dahmer died on YouTube. I'm so used to TikTok. It was it mop handle? Is that what it was? Wasn't it mop handle? Like bludgeoning plus mop handle? So... Like, I'll just, yeah, by a weight bar, that's what it was. But then something went up somewhere. They pulled a Gaddafi before it happened. Right? Yeah, so he got crushed in with a barbell, and then it went up there. Yeah. And I have no sympathy whatsoever. Dude, you had a head in the fridge. Go fuck yourself. What are you out of your mind? Oh, it was the weight bar. What a party. Holy shit. That was purgant. Anyway, Congresswoman outrageous Muslim slur that has everyone in D.C. up. Weight bar and mop handle. Holy fuck. A Republican Congresswoman is under fire as she misidentified a Sheik leader as a Muslim. Why do the Sheiks always get bad shit that happens to them? Like what? How many thumbs up do I have? It says 40. Really? It's still missing. So why is everybody like accidentally mean to Sheiks? Like what the fuck is that? Like they believe in like complete non-violence, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like no, like come on, like you can like there's markers to tell that they're Sheiks. You realize like the turban color like means something. Like please stop. Like really, like of anybody that you're gonna fuck over, you're doing the Sheiks. That's like saying, oh well, you know, like I went after a nun. That's like beating up a nun. Like that's the equivalent of like Sister Mary Catherine Gallagher or whatever. Then you come in and decide to beat the shit out of her. That's like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Road flare up a buzzing. Representative Mary Miller, Republican of Illinois, a far-right lawmaker, I quote, has a history of inflammatory remarks claimed deeply troubling for a non-Christian to lead prayer. Once again, that's stupid. I'm a Christian, but like really, like so this person doesn't understand the Constitution and the separation of. Well, only a Christian can lead a prayer at Illinois. It's like apparently you have no idea what you're even doing. Then, like I'm a Christian, but the law is written of separation of church and state, so it doesn't mean, it means anybody can say a prayer, and so you're a fucking idiot. So Representative Mary Miller, you're a fucking idiot. Yes, anybody can pray. This person's a fucking dipshit. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Am I allowed to say hard R here? I was under the impression I might be able to get away with that, but I don't want to push it this early in. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, so she's stupid as fuck. There's no question there. And Meghan and Harry. Oh, God, I don't want to hear about them. Meghan and Harry. Apparently, here's a YouTuber by the name of Cedric Filippo from Philpo. God damn it. So, YouTuber named Cedric Philpo of Montreal did 16,000 push-ups, and it had an amazing effect. So the fitness YouTuber who has undertaken a challenge of performing 66,000 push-ups over a year shared the astonishing effects on his body. Cedric Philpo, a YouTuber from Canada, started with a single push-up on day one and added a different push-up every day for a year. Then around 16,000 a day mark before he started taking selfies, which left the viewers stunned, and a fucking ad came up and went to another. Oh my fucking God. I love you. God damn it, London Daily Mail. What the hell? I hate you. Hold on a second, because I want to see what this dude went from flab to fab. Oh my God. So, in the video, he ended up doing 16,000 push-ups in a day. Say what you want about the kid, he's innovative, blah, blah, blah. The image in the clip that has more than 1 million views shows Mr. Philpo prior to the challenge. Another fucking ad. God damn. How can you even use this? I'm not going to Florida. Stop posting the ads. He said in the video he hadn't skipped a single day. The challenge looking... The first video, he's slight with no muscle tone or very little muscle tone. After a year of doing push-ups, culminating with 16,000 in a day. He's now a beefcake, apparently. And I guess if you do over 1,000 push-ups in a day, right? If you, it actually physically changes the look of your body. He did 500 push-ups in an hour. After 500 push-ups, including the legs, abs, shoulders, backs, and arms, his move involves being face down on the ground with your toes tucked, elbows bent, and hands on your shoulders, keeping your body straight, parallel. So a fucking push-up. Then lower your head, blah, 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 blah. After 100 push-ups, his arms started looking more toned. After 500, it started physically changing the way he looked. And after 1,000, it actually defined a six-pack. And also the muscles in his backs and arms. So at the maximum amount, he started doing 16,000 in a day. At 16,000 in a day, he started having a total body transformation, looking almost like a bodybuilder with trucks on his fucking shits up there. So that's nice. Navy commander says dead loved ones are trying to contact us. And hidden fingerprints found in the Bible that rewrite history of the Ark of the Covenant. And my hearing just went out slightly in my left ear. Just without warning. Yeah, so he's doing military push-ups. So scientists have uncovered hidden patterns in the Bible that challenge ancient beliefs about the origins. Using artificial intelligence, they discovered fingerprints in text throughout the Old Testament, suggesting multiple people wrote the stories. No fucking shit. You needed a computer to tell you that? I took fucking anthropology and went to religion schools. I already knew this. The traditional Jewish and Christian understanding is that Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. Yes, from other stories that were already known, like, oh my fucking God. The Epic of Gilgamesh was not written by Moses. Anyway, the new study found 3 distinct writing styles with distinct vocabularies, tones, and focus, suggesting multiple authors of the book. What was it called? The Torah. Researchers use AI analysis for 50 chapters across 5 books, uncovering inconsistencies in language, content, repeated stories, shifts in tone, and internal contradictions. The theory that Scripture has multiple authors was first proposed 200 years ago, but was dismissed because of a lack of technology and nuances to find it. Biblical expert from the Collège de France and co-author of the study told the Times of Israel, misspelled in this story, Israet, I-S-R-A-E-T. So they missed that. It's not even near the L. Anyway, there's no author from the Bible in the modern sense. No shit, Sherlock. The original version of the scrolls were continuously reworked and rewritten by redactors who added, altered, and sometimes omitted parts of the former text. We all know that shit. While the Bible portrays Moses as the key historical figure, not most scholars today view him as a legendary figure. I think that's bullshit too. The Old Testament was written approximately over 1,000 years, starting around 1400 BC, ending in 400 BC. 39 books focusing on God's covenant with humanity, and several books Moses is attributed to the passages. Exodus 24:4 reads, Moses wrote down all the words of the Lord. That's what he told him that day, not the whole thing. Similar passage from Deuteronomy, blah, 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 blah. AI fingerprints, I don't trust it, but I also don't think that Moses wrote it all, but I also don't think Moses was fake. So that's the news on that. So let's get into one more bout of news, and then let's get the fuck out of here, because my asshole is hurting from sitting. If that's okay. Should we smoke another? Let's finish this bowl. You don't want any more, do you? I'm not high at all. Yeah, I'm like wired as fuck. I could like I don't. It has zero effect on me anymore. Almost. Like I have to eat it or drink it, or it doesn't do shit to me. Okay. Passing. Okay. Yeah, I'm serious, man. Like it doesn't do a damn thing to me. Like most of it. Like I don't care how strong it is. Like my wife smoked a 60. Hold on. Was it like a 65% one? That was barely high. I'm sitting on a chair. Okay, time to drop the big bomb. Elon Musk at real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. We already saw that yesterday. And then Elon Musk says he wants to create a party in America. 80% say yes, a new political party. I think Elon Musk is correct on that. Something triggered the algorithm. Yep, see, I said something that triggered the algorithm. So something did. I think it was the Islam talk. I think that's what it is. If I recall, what's up, Vegas? He's always late. What's up, America? Don't forget to start the stream or however it works here. Thumbs up it. So I will not talk about Islam on this app. I'm going to make sure that I will be starting a podcast. I know I've been bullshitting about it. I have to do it. And I do, so I have to have an actual list. I can't get sidetracked like I always do. So how do I do this? Because I basically have active ADHD when I'm live streaming to you guys, and I just get in conversations. So obviously I'm going to put down maybe 10 topics per day and talk about it and stuff like that. I want to make them an hour long. That's what I've looked at. I think 2 hours is a bit much. I think an hour is a good thing to start. I have about 23 people or something on Spotify. By the way, follow me on Spotify. Hello, America Sup. Before I put the podcast out, if possible, follow me once again. X, Hello, America Sup. Here on YouTube, subscribe. Hello, America Sup. And of course, TikTok, Hello America Sup. But what time you got to do here? Well, I was on, so you weren't here for that, Vegas. I'll say I was on TikTok earlier, and I got a fake violation for hate speech. And so I won the appeal, and then I told the guy, come at me. I want to see who you are because I'm sick of being stuck because you're a piece of shit. And so the guy actually came on. And I said, come on. I said, fuck you. I said, grow a pair, grow a dick. And I said, come out here. Quit hiding, you fucking pussy. And so he came on, and I fucking allowed him to come on the live stream. And he just started calling me Dennis the Menace, and he was going to kill me, basically. And so then people were reporting him, and they said there's no violation. So TikTok is apparently helping these people. And so I blocked him. He had like 5 other accounts that were called the Grim. So look up laughing.pumpkin. Laughing.pumpkin on TikTok. That's one of my stalkers, apparently. He wasn't following me on the other one, but he was following me on there. So he was following me, waiting for me to come on so he could harass me. And so that's like a piece of shit. That if I have zero respect. Even if you're my enemy, I have some respect for you because you at least say you'll come to the field of battle and valor with me. But if you're hiding and you're a pussy, I have absolutely no respect for you, and I have no compunction about sending you to your grave. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Because if you actually make yourself known and fight me, I can at least call you a respectable person. But if you're hiding like a pussy, I don't know what to tell you. And it's like, these people on TikTok are deranged, I guess, because I'm talking about TikTok in this particular. The people there on TikTok are deranged. There's a lot of very unchecked mental illness, and the algorithm pushes that mental illness a lot on TikTok. It's a really, yeah, it's pumpkin.laughing. That's what it was, or was it laughing? It was pumpkin.laughing. Pumpkin.laughing. Thank you, Omega. So here's what Elon Musk is now saying. The American Party. Now remember, we're the American Unity Party. He's calling it the American Party. All right? So can somebody like Can we like all spam Elon Musk and be like, this guy's already doing it, just go check out, let's go join together, and we'll all join Elon Musk with this? So the American Party, Elon's version to dismantle the establishment. When 5.6 million people tell you they're politically homeless, perhaps it's time to bulldoze the entire neighborhood. Elon's proposed American Party, I don't trust him either, but it's better than what we got, resonates with 80% of respondents. Gallup shows 43% of America is independent, rejecting both parties. Independents, Elon is 56% favorable. Even 34% of Democrats see him as positive. 72% of Republicans see him as positive. Elon Musk is uniquely positioned to unite the anti-establishment forces from both sides against Washington's permanent political class. What an absolute king. Stephen A. Smith, Nicole Shanahan, and countless others senses the establishment's grip weakening. History warns third parties fail, but Elon brings unprecedented resources to the platform. Technology has democratized politics. Arguably, Donald Trump got elected because of this. The American Party is an elegant simplicity, could finally give the 80% of what the destruction of the swamp, not new management. And so what I'm going to do here is go to TikTok, click on that, and I'm going to send him the American Unity Party and me, and we're going to be like, okay, let's get this going here, because we already have a framework. Don't we already have a framework? We already have a framework, ladies and gentlemen. It's called the American Unity Party. So now I'm going to say, Dear Elon Musk, and I want everybody to go on my X, if possible, Hello America Sup, and spam the fuck out of this. Dear Elon Musk, at Elon. And I have to back out because the thing. We have an American Unity Party on TikTok already and have a framework to discuss with you, sir. Please check out my political videos here on Party on TikTok. And then here's a link. We can lead this Okay, so I've done that, and I've posted to Elon Musk there, and I'm going to copy and paste that a bunch. Try to find me the America or the Hello America Sup on X, and please, for God's sakes, share and spam the fuck out of that so that we can get our American Unity Party. And in real, I actually have, believe it or not, I never go to the account here. I have an account on YouTube called the American Unity Party. Don't I? I'm pretty sure I do. I don't know how many people. I don't even think I made a video on it yet. It's just the eagle. And so it's there. So if you want to go there, that's too. It's not monetized. You know they got a database on us from X. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, Vegas. Now, I don't make any content there, but that's how it is. So anyway, the news is as follows. So what is the news for Donald Trump today? So I want to talk about Donald Trump, and then we're going to end the live stream and shove it up the liberals' assholes. So as of today, June 6, 2025, several significant news stories involving President Donald Trump have emerged based on recent web reports. Here is a comprehensive list of Donald Trump stories. Number one, the feud between Donald Trump and Elon Musk is intensifying. A highly publicized feud between President Donald Trump and tech billionaire Elon Musk has dominated the headlines today and yesterday. The rift, which began over a disagreement regarding Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, a sweeping tax and immigration bill, escalated into personal attack. The bill, which includes the tax cuts and immigration policies, removed tax credits for electric vehicles, angering Elon Musk, whose company Tesla relies on such incentives. That's fucking interesting, so that's why he's mad. Then, Musk criticized the bill as an abomination and claims Trump would not have won the election without his financial support, which is arguably correct. Trump calls Musk crazy in a retaliation and a man that's lost his mind, suggesting he might cut government contracts with Elon Musk, including SpaceX, which is the front runner for Trump's Golden Dome missile shield. That's an issue. So Donald Trump is using Elon Musk for the Golden Dome missile shield, and this dude's going to take that away. The fucking subsidies for his fucking companies. Oh my fucking God! Anyway, Musk escalated the feud by angering that Trump's administration withheld Jeffrey Epstein's files because Trump is on the list, prompting calls for impeachment. Trump denied these claims. Now Democrats are wanting to get the Epstein files out, but Pam Bondi won't do it, even though she's the one that said would do it. Trump denied these claims and has not directly addressed the Epstein allegations, although Attorney General Pam Bondi promised transparency but has failed to do so. Trump reportedly considered sending his red Tesla back as a symbolic gesture of the feud. Current status, Trump has stated that he has no plans to speak to Elon Musk, and aides attempted to reach Musk have been unsuccessful. However, Musk showed signs of softening his stance, agreeing with a post by Bill Ackman suggesting reconciliation. House Speaker Mike Dick exposed hope for a resolution emphasizing Trump's leadership, although he's a cuck for Donald Trump. The feud has affected stock prices, with stock prices tanking as much as 14% today, and has affected worried politicians stating that Elon Musk now may be a national security risk. Elon Musk is now firing back, saying that he wants to create a new political party to break the Republican and Democrat stranglehold, and the new American Party, or the American Party is what he wants to call it. And then I just tweeted saying to join us at the American Unity Party, or let me get $1 million and buy the name. Sup, bro? Anyway, next story. Trade delegation is going to London. Trump announced that U.S. trade delegation, including Soros cuck Scott Bessent, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, who should be in charge of the Treasury, and Trade Representative Jameson Greer will meet Chinese representatives for Xi Jinping in London June 9th, that's faster than I figured, to discuss trade deals. This follows a phone call between Trump and Winnie the Pooh, Chinese president, signaling efforts to de-escalate trade tensions before they bolster Taiwan. And of course, Winnie the Pooh comes in and tries to fuck with them. Hope you get that picnic basket, fat bitch. Never mind. And then Trump's tariffs have sparked economic concerns. The Court of International Trade ruled that his tariffs exceeded the Constitution. Of course, that's being challenged. June 4th, Trump doubled steel tariffs from 25 to 50% and a 90-day pause on sweeping reciprocal tariffs in early July. U.S. business optimism has declined. I call bullshit on that. And India and the United States are discussing tariff cuts in farming and auto sector, aiming to double trade by 2030. Travel ban announcement. Donald Trump, I told you, banned 12 nations from coming to the United States. The ban includes Afghanistan and Cuba, with partial restrictions on some nations and full on others. I made the travel ban list the other day. We've talked about that. A federal prosecutor resigned yesterday, protesting charges filed against Kilmer Abreu Garcia, the Maryland man that they say was, quote, mistakenly sent to El Salvador. Well, he's going to be coming back from El Salvador, but he's facing charges where he can do life in jail. Trump defended the charges, saying Garcia has a horrible past. criticizing Democrats for propping up and announcing Pam Bondi announcing charges that could land him in life in prison. The Associated Press is banned. We're going to be paying for this piece of shit one way or another. So the Associated Press's ban has been upheld. A court ruled that the White House could continue banning the Associated Press. Good, because I'm sick of the Associated Press being fact checkers. By the way, if you want to know why I'm always timid on my news on TikTok, the Associated Press and Reuters are the news agencies they use as their fact checkers. And if you go to their websites, it's like a fucking 20-year, it's like a fucking child did it. They suck. Reuters and the Associated Press are garbage. They're fucking garbage. So good on Trump for that. TikTok deadline, June 19th, is in the fate of the United States after issuing 2 executive orders extending the deadline for ByteDance. Trump has expressed a willingness to extend. I hope he does not. You want to know what I want? I want TikTok to be banned and everybody to come to YouTube. Fuck TikTok. You want to hear some real talk? Fuck TikTok. Deep, sit on it and spin, motherfucker. Fuck TikTok. What a piece of shit. All right? If they ban TikTok, what'll happen? Everyone will make content on YouTube. Right? The reason people won't go to Facebook is because you have to log in to see it. I'm not going to do that. I know you don't have to log into YouTube to look at the content, okay? So they'll do Instagram and they'll do YouTube. Some will go to Twitter. They'll do live streaming on that. Omegle, is it gone already? And then the fucking other one. What's the other piece of shit? Rumble? People will leave that. Yeah, Facebook's a piece of shit. I haven't had Facebook in 16 years? 17 years. We haven't had Facebook in 17 years. Fuck Facebook. So if TikTok gets banned, I don't give a fuck. Right? It doesn't mean anything to me, right? They'll just, it doesn't mean anything to me. Because I already know, well, I have 200,000 followers on there. Great. Probably 20K of them will come to YouTube. That's enough. 20K is enough for the markers to say, let's recommend this guy and let's keep going. That's really, fuck Snapchat. That's just a pedophile app. The old, Snapchat is nothing but because that's straight up it's an app to do dirty things and cheat on your partner. That's all it is. If your wife or husband has Snapchat, they're cheating on you. Okay? So, I'm just going to be real. So, if you have a wife, she has Snapchat, she's cheating on you. If your husband has Snapchat, you don't, he's cheating on you. That's it. Because it's a site where 5 minutes later the shit disappears. So, of course, they're cheating. That's exactly why they have it. There's no other reason that, I want you all want the filters. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're a fucking liar, and that's the front end of that. You're using that as a front. You're doing it because you're sending dirty messages and come on, be real. Quit being fucking fake. Jesus. We don't have to be stupid here. You know what I mean? Anyway, Social Security data access. The Supreme Court granted the Doge. So listen to this. The Supreme Court has granted Doge access to Social Security data. That happened. And international and domestic engagements. Trump met with German Chancellor 2 days ago. God damn it! Oh my fucking God, dude. Man, don't break the cipher, baby. So anyway, Senator Marco Rubio has now announced sanctions on judges from the International Criminal Court. Fantastic move. What an absolute victory. Fantastic move. And Trump is urging the Federal Reserve Chairman to cut interest rates. Just fire him, dumbass. Just fire the fucking double dipping on my Medicare. Oh, that's nice. Well, they're about to be investigated. And Trump just fired Jerome Powell. What the fuck is wrong with you? Just fire him. Fuck this piece of shit. Like, why do you have confidence? Stop having confidence in these people. Stop having confidence in people. I'm not trying to implicate, but just stop having confidence in people. It's the year 2025. Everybody's a fucking lunatic. I mean, like straight, like, dude, like, I saw a video today, and the guy's right. Like, dude, the guy, the fucking cashier at McDonald's isn't gaslighting you, okay? Like, you're all fucking deranged lately. Please don't. Anyway. And then that's it for Trump news. So, that's where we're at right there. You know what I'm saying? So, don't know what to tell you. Don't forget to share and heart and all that other stuff. And it's been nice. I'm really looking forward. The fuck is this? I concur. What? Yeah, if you followed the law 100% of the time. Do you believe that if you followed the law 100% of the time, it would slow you down to the point where you couldn't do anything? Your own teeth bite your tongue. So that's correct. That's correct. So, does anybody out there, like, if you followed the law totally, do you believe it would be so difficult to live you would never be able to do anything? So, like, let's say if you didn't run the occasional stop sign or stoplight. Yeah, I don't even know all the laws. And you say, okay, well, if I drive the speed limit with the stoplights and the stupid people on the roads and shit, right? There's no way so like what I would consider a 20-minute drive will end up being, 45 or 50 minutes if I follow every law. Something nostalgic. So if I'm sitting there and I come up to a red light and it's about to change and I floor it and it changes red and I still go through it, right? Obviously I broke the law, but do I give a fuck? Not really. So I do that 60 times because if I don't, I won't get there in a timely fashion. It's only 15 miles, but the way it's set up, it'll take me an hour and a half. I need to be there in a half hour, so this is what I'm doing, and I don't give a fuck what your stupid laws are. Right? It's not that I don't respect why you're trying them. That's wonderful. But I'm not going to follow a lot of these things because they're stupid, and I just think that, like, life's too short to be sitting at every stoplight, sitting at every speed, stop sign, following every speed limit. Life's too short for that. I'm 43 years old. I've already spent a great deal of time sitting in line, waiting in traffic, being in queue. I've been at the back of the line most of my life. I've always been the cleanup crew. Everything I've done, everybody else gets theirs first. I always get the dregs. You know what I'm saying? Not the brim. To the point where I started liking the dregs because I don't know what the brim is like. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how life was. And it's just like, it'd be nice to be, up above the shit box. They go, exactly. And it's like enough when you're dead. Yeah, you'll have time when you're dead to do that. Exactly. And so I have come up quite a bit, I'm not going to lie, compared to some of the people I knew from my past. One of them, some of them are in their 40s, still living at home with their family, never had a solid job ever. I know people like this, or I used to know people like this. Total drug addicts at the age of 40. I mean, that's sad as fuck. People dealing with, like, legal about getting their kids taken away for drugs. I mean, can you imagine being 42 or 3 years old and then dealing with, like, some fucking piece of shit, like, oh, what do you do? Well, I live in my parents' basement and I sleep on a couch at my friend's house. Like, can you imagine that? Like, I'm not rich, but I know people from my past that live like that. They fucking live like that. They are they're entitled narcissists, and there's a lot of that going on. But when you see the younger generation, so like if you're my age doing that, you're a piece of shit. right? So if you're my age, 43, and you're like couch surfing, right, you're a kind of a piece of shit. Now, if you've come on hard times, that's different. I'm talking if you've chosen that life. So if you had, like, you tried and it failed and you fell on hard times, you were disabled, all this other shit, that you get an out on that. You get to do, you're perfectly, yeah, you did nothing wrong. But if you actively chose, what's up, Gab? If you actively chose to be like that and say, I'm just going to couch surf, I'm 40, I'm just a piece of shit, then you're a piece of shit. I don't know what to tell you. But something really needs to be done. The free spirit, yeah. But something really needs to be done when it comes to the younger generation. And this is, I'll end with this tirade, because I've been on here 2.5 hours. I can't believe that. Are they asleep or awake?
No, they're in the
Okay, I'll be right out. And so, the American dream is dead. Okay? Yeah, if you're disabled, you need more money. The American dream is dead. Okay? The one thing the younger generation, or the boomers haven't figured out, basically, is the younger generation understands this and the boomers don't. The younger generation understands that the American dream is an impossible thing right now. And I'm going to tell you why. So, the average home price in America is $490,000. That's just average. Average from Maine to California. The average price in California of a home is $970,000. That's $1 million. The average salary to live what's called comfort level is now $120,000 a year. Before Joe Biden, it was $74,500. The average car price is now $38,000, bordering on $42,000 for a new car. And a new truck is upwards of $60,000, and it can go as high as $120,000 for EVs and shit like that. $2,000, yeah, see, now it's $490,000 average. The average wage increase is negligible, 1% to 2% a year if you're lucky. Inflation is about, well, was over, so the inflation was about what you were making extra a year. So if you're making 2% inflation, so it didn't matter. You gained it zero. You haven't gained since 1975. The average American, 75% of you are living paycheck to paycheck. You're saving no money. None. Zero. 68% have $0 in their savings account. 70% have credit cards that they're struggling with. 40% of you have defaulted on at least one. That's a fact. Auto repossessions are up double since Joe Biden took over. Evictions are nearly double. Prices are finally starting to come down at 60%, but negligible, 1 or 2%. And even now, some of the big companies, some of the banks are saying, oh no, house prices dropped 3%. The market's collapsing. That's how greedy these pieces of shit are. And so the younger generation is already, it's not that they don't understand, they've already surrendered. They say, I don't want to own a home. I would rather rent. I don't want to do that. I don't want a wife or kids. I would rather just fuck a girl or a guy and just not deal with it. Because there's no home. If I'm a man, and to get a family, the woman will just yell at me, start hitting me, and walk away or cheat on me. So I don't want that. I don't want to have a kid in that environment because I don't want to sit there and have to visit my child, because this is what I grew up with. So I have to visit my child after my wife cheats on me and I'm the bad guy somehow because I dared to work to pay the... So young people don't want to do that. That's why there's fuckboys everywhere. Or they'll just take your kids. Yeah, and so there's no point. They don't want to do that. They don't want the house because she'll cheat on me and lose it, or it's too expensive. I can't get ahead. Even if I did, I'd have to save $100,000 for a down payment. Used to be $15,000. Now it's $100,000. I don't want a new car. All I want is a materialistic piece of shit life, because anything that has value with family is just destroyed instantly. You'll be with somebody 20 years and they'll go, suck somebody, and then it's fucking over with. you're like, well, what the fuck is white? Why could? Well, you know, and then in America, you know, what did I see? The girl, the guy the guy booed Taylor Swift, so she was going to divorce him, and she had the paperwork drawn up because he knows how much I've loved Taylor Allison Swift since I was 12 years old, and how dare he boo him with her bros. That just tells me you're not a man, you're a boy. If you're gonna boo Taylor Swift with your bros, you didn't think about my feelings once at all, and so you're a boy, not a man. Here's the paperwork to divorce you. That's a real video. I have it here on this YouTube channel. It's a short. I have it on here. Divorced by Taylor Swift. Yeah, that's what the video is called. Isn't it Taylor Swift divorced or something? Yeah, it's a short. Yeah, and it's like, this bitch is serious. He booed Taylor Swift, so she divorced his ass. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why is it so easy? The ramifications of what you're doing for something so stupid. You clearly didn't like him in the first place. Otherwise, you wouldn't be divorcing him over something so stupid. That's why men aren't dating women. That, and they choose the bear, and, oh, every man's an abuser. That's actually horse shit. But people have become deranged. I blame TikTok mostly. I don't blame Twitter so much. I blame TikTok mostly for people being fucked up in the head. So that's where I'll end with that. Look, honey, I hit it on camera earlier. No, nothing. Yeah, it's just that they're cool like that. So, my friends, don't forget to subscribe here. I'll be unbanned on my big channel on TikTok on the 9th. I think it is. Obviously, I'll go on there. But if they start being shuck-a-mucky and start being fuckbags about it, I'll obviously not have any fucking doubt about going away. I don't give a fuck at all. Because fuck them. I was banned for misinformation because I said that the leaders of our world were devil-worshipping child traffickers. And so they said that was misinformation. I told them it was my opinion and that it wasn't fact. Because I knew how they'd be, and they did that anyway. Yes, laughing, and then block laughing. Yeah, block pumpkin.laughing. There might actually be probably a laughing.pumpkin too. I should probably go block that too. But yes, go block those pieces of shit, please. Here we go. I'm going to end with this because it's copyright free. At least it comes up on YouTube's copyright free music, so. And Harry Sisson, Parker, get a job. Your mother's a whore. How's that? And I'm going to lose some weight, come up, get the grind, look all chiseled. No, I didn't say it was. I said it was my opinion, and I told them it wasn't real. But apparently a disclaimer doesn't mean anything. Whatever. It's America. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of the whole bullshit. It's like, who cares? It's like people have to take humor, and you have to bring it back. Calling him human. See, and that's my thing. Was this Creative Commons? Let me see. You can use any kind of video, including videos that you monetize. That's what it says on the YouTube thing that I'm on right now, the YouTube audio library. Fuck TikTok. Fuck TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're rich, gift me on here. I don't know how to do it, but you guys figured out a way. I made $9.99 today. Not bad for first 2 times doing this, right? I mean, really. So, but yeah, if you're rich. By the way, I have a merch store. I don't know if it's on my page. I'll put it on here. Is it on YouTube? Check out my merch store. Will you take a check? Absolutely. Oh, that's funny. That's right. Resist. Resist Democrats. It's in the mail, no shit. I sent it 2 weeks ago. I don't know what happened. Back when you could use that excuse with companies. That was great. I swear, don't turn my cell phone phone off, Sprint. It's in the mail. Promise, just give me 3 more days. Turn it off, and then immediately, hey, Mom, I need $100. Anyway, so don't forget to subscribe, share, like, hit the notification button. I'm liking this YouTube thing more than I am TikTok. Yeah, fuck the USPS. And so I really liked TikTok, but man, like they've become a deranged fuck show. So excuse me. So like I said, I'll probably still do videos over there every day, obviously. But I think what I'll do for the rest of the week is probably start live streaming over there unless my stalkers go away. And then after about 20 minutes in, when there's a bunch of you, I'll be like, come over here, and we'll just end it and go to YouTube and give them the real. And then on the big page, I'll do the same thing. And we'll get like 300 people, and I'll be like, towards halfway in, I'll be like, hey, fuck this. Why don't you come to YouTube? And then I'll turn it off before they fuck with me. And then I'll have like 160 people, and we'll just dry hump this one. It'll be fantastic. So anyway, then we'll get a podcast on there, and then we'll become rich, and then me and DB will get shit-faced at our recreational marijuana lounge that we'll make, because I can say marijuana here, and I can't say it on TikTok. That's another thing. Oh, you know, recreational? It's marijuana, and it's recreational, and me and DB want to have a lounge with it. We want to have a fucking recreational marijuana lounge. I actually have AI images of what I want with light up stone bars with marble tops with ornate lighting in it. There's going to be liquor on that side, small top shelf, very talented bartender. Then we're going to have a walk-in humidor, right? Hell yeah, a walk-in humidor where it has the ladders that go up with concentrate products and blunts and fucking joints pre-rolled. But they're going to be done handmade. So you get the product out and you come in, nice suit and everything. You sit at the lounge. It'll be a space for about 80 to 100 people at most. Food will be served. We'll have a kitchen staff in the back, the whole 9 yards. Basic bar food, but a little higher end. And then these people go in there and you say, well, I want a Pineapple Express mixed with Blue Dream with fucking this type of concentrate, you know what I mean? Like the presidential space dust or whatever. Oh, very good choice, sir. And we'll have like bud tenders that have different kinds of specials for the day on blunt wraps. They'll be about $40 a piece, maybe 20 for the low end, smaller Philly sized ones. And then you can have the King Cobras for about 100 a pop. And so it'll be 2, 3, even 4 types of weed mixed into it with 2 or even 3 types of concentrate. We'll even put shatter in the blunts, right? And we'll have professionals roll it, bring it out to you on a block it's got like this reddish kind of maroon felt on it that holds the joint. No pooping in your mouth either when it comes to it. And so you can have a nice glass of dark rum or cognac or whatever the fuck it is. Take your four type of weed recreational blunt with the fucking shatter in it or whatever concentrate and dip it in that yak. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, towards the end, we'll have live music, but it'll have to be like, because it has to be like low-key kind of jazz or fucking, you could have like swing nights, maybe even have a metal night from time to time, but we're not here to get in the pit. We're here to get fucked up. I would argue against a metal night, probably. But yeah, I'm talking like the Churchill blunts. So what I've already developed, I'm already developing in my mind a menu for this. So you have a pre-roll menu. My wife will put that menu together because she's the pre-roll queen. And then we'll have the blunt menu, which goes to the low end, which are Phillies. That'll be about $10 to $20. That's one type with a concentrate. And then you'll have the double types, which that'll be a little higher. And then you'll have the regular blunt size, which are all we know and love, right? Which is basically a Swisher. Is it a Swisher, the big ones? You used to fucking open the car, cut it open, dump the tobacco out. You know what I'm talking about? They're about that big around. right? You know what I'm talking about? Those ones we all used to do back in the day with that fucking brown frown in it. You sit there and smoke like 4 of those fucking things and you're not even but anyway. So those ones with the good shit, you'll have single, double, triple, and quad blunts, which are multiple amounts in it if you'd like. And then, of course, the concentrates, single, double, triple, and quadruple. Or, of course, our favorite, the hash hole, where you take a blunt with 2 or 3 types of weed in it, and then in the middle, it's just a hole, like a long tubular hole, a cylinder of hash right in the middle. And that's called a hash hole. So we do that right there. And then you have those will be about $30, $40 to $50. Then we start getting into the Churchills, right? So if you know what a Churchill stogie is, it's about that long and about that big around. And it fits in your fucking mouth like this, like a fucking Looney Tunes cigar. And that'll have single, double, triple, 10-gram blunts, something like that. Or quadruple, and then of course you can, and these are rolled for you. So this isn't like, they're not, it's made to order. So you order it off a menu like you would food, and then the bud tender goes back, and there's a big, long wooden table, right? And they all and there's like ladders that go up to the different kinds of weed and concentrates, and you put it on there, and they're rolling it in front of you in this glass walk-in humidor that's basically its own store, so you can like see them rolling your shit and custom making it for you, right? Hell yeah. And they also have a bar so you can get that and watch it. And then they have a food place so you can see that. And then a lounge area with all the seating with tables that seat anywhere between 4, 6, and 8 with the big round booths. And then, of course, you'll have a couple of 2-tops. Each of the tables will have the little mica lamps on them. If you know what a mica lampshade is, so it gives it like a kind of orangish subdued lighting. We'll have top lighting, we'll have runner lights on the ground, very nice, all this type of shit. Yeah, definitely so they don't steal the product, no shit. Yeah, you'll have to have something like that. And then, of course, we'll put the lounge in, whatever it is, into each other's names. And, of course, we'll have to have DB Cooper probably be the host of the show. And so that'll be like, here's your table and stuff like that. Then we have the fucking put-togethers and the marketing behind the scenes. And then, so what you'll do is they'll like get this shit. They'll have the custom wraps, right? So you'll have like not tobacco wrap. It'll have to be hemp wrap or whatever it is. Or just blunt wrap, which is tobacco leaves. And it'll have to be like, very good quality. Some of them are like infused with flavors like chocolate and strawberry and these other things. If you want to add flavoring, I don't like that, but you can have that if you want a strawberry triple blunt with fucking 4 types of concentrate in it. There you go. And so anyway, they're sitting there and they roll it. And then, of course, on the outside, you could have it rolled and wrapped in keef if you'd like it. You could have it infused with oils if you'd like it. Like I said, the hash hole. So it'd be just a fucking thing. Huge. It's a consumption lounge. But this will be a consumption lounge with liquor, with food, and with entertainment. Can seat several hundred or maybe 100 high-end, 80 to 100 higher-end clientele. I'd like to have a lot of wood grain, a lot of cherry wood if possible, a lot of dark mahoganies, a lot of maybe some teaks in there. That's really expensive. And, of course, like I said, lit-up bars where you have like the angled sinks that go in, to a drain. Very easy to clean, very classy. Hanging spray type shits, this type of thing. You can't get away without a big mirror behind the bartender. That's just like, you got to have it. We can do it ornate, but it's got to be more like wood, metal, stone class. Wood, metal, stone classy. You know what I'm saying? Dark, subdued, but a high end. And even though the stuff is very expensive, you're still making a great deal of money, well enough to pay the rent, well enough for everybody that owns it and operates it to have a good deal of money. Because this is about just a lounge to smoke weed in, and then you're listening to music that's live. You can have a drink and food, and when they come out, you tip your bud tender, you tip your bar. It's all about this style of doing it. And with no tax on tips from Donald Trump, this should get going fairly quickly, shouldn't it? All I need is about $500,000 to $1 million cash or capital. That's all I need. and a place that will probably do it for me. Oh, and I can barely do construction work. I know how to do some. So I can do like plumbing and framing and shit like that. But when it comes to like electrics, I really need Excelsior. What's up, America? Did you just get here?
Who?
Excelsior.
Who's Excelsior? I'm not in there.
It said, oh, you're not in there anymore? Okay. So anyway, that's my plan on that if we ever have a great deal of money. So that's it. I'm sorry to rant for so long. I'm not myself, am I? I need to get into the news more. I've been just yelling at TikTok for 3 days, haven't I? Mm-hmm. So I need to just go back to my jolly self of making fun of liberals and fucking talking shit like normal. We'll do that tomorrow. So don't forget to subscribe, share, like, hit the notification button. If you have money, Cash App me. She's pinned it on here. It says Venmo and Cash App, the American Unity Party. So that's if you got some money. Or just subscribe. That's even fantastic. I don't have a Patreon or anything. At some point, I'll get a podcast together. And, of course, if you don't like me, block me or mute me and go fuck yourself. And don't stalk me or my family on TikTok. If you do, I open carry and fuck you. You don't think... Trust me, don't even approach me if you think you're going to come near that. See you later. Bye. That was fantastic. Isabel?